Good evening, good evening, good evening. Took a minute for everything to kick in there. That was strange. Why did I get desktop noises? Apparently, didn't come through, but that's because it's muted. But there was a strange kind of thing going on there. Yeah, we were getting on anyway. We doing good? It's Wednesday. How's everybody's week going? Halfway through the week and such. Starfield Day. Looking forward to. Yeah. Ready and raring to go. Hope you're all having a good week. There's a nice bit of progress in Fallout last night. Got everything done for the week, basically. Everything I would keep, well, apart from building a camp for the weekend, but other than that, everything's good. Yeah, happy to be diving back in, ready and raring to go. We're going to kick off the Vanguard quest line. I did a couple of bits and pieces to kind of get ready for the last few days. Some sort of, not entirely ready, but was kind of ready to take a run at it, so that should be cool. And I got some cool new gear to show off as well. So yeah, looking forward to diving in. I potted around, did a bit over the weekend and stuff, and yeah, just taking it easy. It's been good. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to try and scroll back and catch up with everybody. Evening, morning, Al. Evening, Steve. First off the mark. Evening, Antonio. Evening, Tengi. How are we all doing? Evening, Thomas. Hope we're all doing good. Is Stream Elements bot a real person? Depends who you ask, really, doesn't it? I'm sure Stream Elements would say they are. But no, it is entirely an automated system. Evening, Caleb. How are you doing? Made it early. Nice. Always good. Blazen, thank you very much for the new subscription. I found that really hard to read for some weird reason. Well, come on in. That's possibly why I got strange unexpected noises. That would explain a lot. Hope you're doing well. Hump day, it is indeed. Captured a house for runership. Nice. I picked up a Crimson Fleet Ghost the other day, and then when I came to sell it, turned out I hadn't picked it up at all. I think the thing was I'd taken over the ship and sat in the pilot's chair, because I didn't actually take off in it. It didn't register it and add it to my collection, so yeah, all good. It amounts to maybe like £2,000 worth of credits that I didn't get, so it's not exactly a big deal. Anyway, yeah, Vanguard should be cool. It's things going. There's going to be a bit of lore. There's going to be a few other bits and pieces, and yeah, a lot of space stuff. We may have to make some upgrades to my ship today as well. I suspect I'll need bigger guns. Watching on 3 screens. If I wave with both hands, does that get really confusing then? I've got a 6-armed space monster going on. Did I have a look at the weapons on my ship? I did not yet, Steve. We'll probably do that today. I got set up towards being able to take a run towards ranking up my piloting skill, though, so we're kind of set up towards doing that as we go. It's not actually ranked up very much at the moment, but it should, I think, maybe possibly, rank up quite naturally as part of this quest line. So, yeah. How do you make more by registering the ship yourself? You have to register the ship in order to sell it. To register the ship costs about 95-ish% of the value of the ship. So when you sell it, if your ship's, say, worth 20 grand, it'll cost you 18 grand-ish to register it anyway, so you'll only make about 2 grand. The idea is that you can't just steal shiz tons of ships to make an absolute buttload of money that easily. Otherwise, it's all anybody would do to make money, and they kind of wanted to have more going on than just having everybody being a ship thief. Grand Theft ship, whatever it is. I think that was the idea behind what Bethesda were doing anyway. It was the vibe I got. So, yeah, essentially you can register it. You make a bit more money, but, yeah, you don't get... Yeah, that's what I mean. Did I press the wrong button there? I think I possibly did. No, I think it just started a really loud tune. Okay, that's weird. Anyway. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's only one way to register ships. That's to land them at one of the cities and go to the starship person at the landing pad and register it through there. But, yeah. There might be a way to increase it slightly depending on where you go, but it'll be a negligible difference. Or it'll be an insignificant difference, I think, is probably a better way of putting it. Just got another one. Yeah, nice. I've got, well, 3 free ships at the moment. I might look into buying one eventually, considering using it as the basis for an upgrade. I don't think I'm terribly far off being able to rank up my piloting skills so I can use Class B ships. So, that'd be cool. But for right now, I'm just on Class A. So, there's Sarah hanging out. Sarah wants to talk about getting married. So, I've currently actually got Vasco with me as my active companion because I was making that video the other day. Check it out if you haven't. On outposts and hydroponics and stuff. And yeah, I had to get Sarah out of the way, and I needed to tell her to stand somewhere, but I couldn't do that without advancing a conversation, so I took Vasco as my companion and made him stand somewhere else instead. So now I can pick Sarah up, now that we're actually on stream, and then I don't have to have you guys miss this conversation. So let's kick off with a chat to Sarah.
Always a pleasure. So, I've given everything we've discussed a lot of thought, and I've decided I'd like Aja Mamasa to conduct our marriage ceremony.
Her old friend and mentor. Yeah, the person who sort of brought her into Constellation. The one thing I have with the romances so far in this game, it was true Baldur's Gate as well, and other games too, it's just how fast it happens. Because we managed to go from Sarah doesn't want to even consider what you're saying when you start flirting with her to I want to get married in like 5 minutes. The change was like over went the needle. It was a bit bonkers. So that's a bit crazy because this conversation did happen very, very quickly after we started having a relationship. So yeah, that was a bit much, but not unique to this game at all. But still, let's get a reminder as to who Aja is.
Whatever it is, you're kidding, right? She was the former chair of Constellation, the one that passed the torch to me about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We've talked about her before. Come on, stay with me.
Sorry, I got hit in the head. Why have heard her? Whatever makes you happy. Makes me a bit jealous. Wonderful idea. It's her mentor and basically the closest friend she ever had prior to like hanging out with us a lot. Even the rest of the Constellation, she's not as close to as she was to Aja, apparently. So, I don't have any particular feelings one way or the other on who should do this. So yeah. Why does she appeal to you so much?
I remember Aja mentioning she presided over a previous commitment ceremony between Barrett and his husband Irvin.
Oh, that's cool.
Besides, the thought that Aja would be there to officiate this important step in my life is comforting. I hope you don't mind.
Let's go with wonderful idea. I'm okay with this. I do not have a problem.
I knew you'd understand. So, with that settled, I suppose we just keep it a quiet ceremony? Just the two of us?
Good, or we could invite the rest of Constellation. Casey, invite Sona. Sona's not a bad idea. She's got too much kind of stuff with her mother, but at the same time, she's only going to have more if we don't invite her. So, they've got a lot of kind of not seeing eye to eye going on there. So, don't quite know about that. I think I'll work our way up.
Honestly, no. I respect everyone at Constellation.
Yeah, Constellation's a bit more than just a job, though, isn't it?
Life. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to keep my personal feelings about us separate from Constellation.
That's interesting and weird. That sounds almost like she's thinking of retiring from the chair position at Constellation. Because Constellation is not just a job for most people, and I don't think it would be for her either, but I could be wrong. It's a lot more than just that, so that's really weird. I find that very strange, because outside of Aja, the last sort of 5 years or so, Constellation is basically the only friend she's had, and she doesn't want to invite them? That's weird. That's really weird. Invite Sona, invite your mother. The thing is, I don't know about this one. I think she's going to be a little bit nah. they have kind of history and beef. But
Don't go all quiet on me.
let me think, woman. But she's only going to have more issues if she doesn't invite her mother. But her mother also might cause havoc if we do invite her. So I don't know enough about her mother, really. Other than the fact she's generally trouble. Let's go with Sona and leave her mother out of it.
Oh, that's sweet of you to suggest, but
That's the point.
I think bringing Sona all the way to Arja's home would be too much
I
anxiety.
think she's over on Parima, isn't she?
We need to give her some time.
Oh, sure, I mean. Wait, your mother. I'm going to have regrets about clicking this, aren't I? But I kind of think that maybe it's not a bad idea.
If anyone else had suggested that, I'd say no. But hearing it from you...
That was better than I was expecting.
It's the right thing to do. I'll send her an invite and we'll see if she shows. Anyone else? Or will the three of us with Arja presiding be enough?
Well, you do need some kind of witness, really, generally speaking, traditionally. Mind you can pick up anybody off the street to serve that role, really. Maybe we should invite him. Nah, well, her mother might come, she might not. It won't be boring either way. Let's go.
All right, it's settled then. I'll send a message to Arja, asking for her to preside over the ceremony. As soon as you're ready, let's head to Paradiso.
I have a feeling we'll be heading there soon enough anyway.
This means to me.
It's part of the main
I
story.
love you.
I've kind of swung by Paradiso, but undismissible until I've married her. Okay, well, that's alright, because I don't really want anybody else as my companion right now anyway. Which is just as well, really, isn't it? Thinking about a thing as to whether or not I can upgrade her damage output, really. Ooh, here. I don't know if there's an automatic option for an Orion, but I don't have one to check it out on. I don't think there will be, but... Arja wants to do something as well, but I'm not in a rush right now.
How far the mighty have fallen, eh?
I think your new office is, well, probably less ostentatious, but probably I think I prefer it. I think I do. The lodge is a bit nicer. So, we're going to go and join the Vanguard. I don't think there's anything else desperately hanging over my head that I need to do. I should probably check that if... commitment, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, I need to remember to use my powers, because I haven't used them at all since I got them. Well, I suppose it's a bit like Skyrim, since you get them a little bit into the story. Paradiso, there'll be a mission to do over there when we get there. That's one I might look into at some other point. That's another one to look into at some other point as well. Cool. Activities. Neon, Andresia, Vlad's house, go to Earth, Vulture's Roost. That rings a bell, but I don't know why. That one we're going to go and do, I think. I feel like there's something else I'm missing on here that I wanted to... Oh, it was top of the list, that was it. I fully scanned... I'll probably do that at some point on the way past. I think we'll have to upgrade our ship and head out in a bit anyway, but... yeah, I fully scanned... what planet was it? Cassiopeia 1, where Sarah crash-landed during her time in the military, or towards the end of her time in the military. Which I don't think it was actually that late in her time in the military, was it? Anyway, yeah, so we went and helped her out. Found Sona there. Sona, rather. So yeah, I noticed there were some good places to build and some decent resources on that planet, and I've still got more to explore around that area as well on the outpost building front. But yeah, I fully scanned the planet whilst I was running around the last few days, so
if you need something,
I need to go and use that to complete that quest, I think.
I'm so excited to see Tony after work.
I like Sarah. She does get a bit bossy occasionally, but she's generally alright. Lobby. I don't think you visited my in-game parents in a while. It has been a little while there, yeah. I should swing by to see them before I leave. But not actually that long, really.
You needed something.
You did Barrett's Quest, rather. Yeah, gonna have to pursue that at some point. For now, we'll hold off on the story a little bit. Best alliance and religion. Well, that's up to some debate. You can join any faction you like without any issue, so go with whatever you like. If you're going to go with the soldier background, go more UC, because it kind of heavily implies you're a UC soldier. Same thing if you want to go with kid stuff, which we're going to go and explore in a bit. That has a bit of a United Colonies lean as well. So if you want to go freestar, maybe stay away from those two. But if you want to go space cowboy, light touch authority, that sort of thing, more freedom, a bit more Firefly, Freestar Collective's the way to go. But yeah, certain things do have a bit more of a United Colonies lean than others. I think there might be some Freestar leaning perks as well, but not traits and stuff, but not as much. Bounty Hunter's good if you want a lot to lean heavily into ship stuff. Religion-wise, I like Enlightened because it's basically an atheist's religion. Basically, they take like community outreach and helping people as a religious kind of in place of religion. They embody all that community spirit part of churches and religion, but without having the actual religion, which is not a bad approach, really. Whereas the Sanctum Universum have the whole God is out there and travelling space brings us closest to God kind of thing, which is not a bad approach. They're nice enough, but they're a bit too space Christian for me. For my personal inclinations, I do really quite like the Enlightened. House of Rune's interesting because you can go with being part of that faction, and I imagine if you want to romance Andresia or explore her personal storyline, it's probably very interesting to do with a Rune background. And yeah, I think it would just be generally interesting to do anyway if you're going to go that way. But yeah, there's some good stuff. Freestar Bounty Hunter wouldn't be a bad combo, I don't think, at all. But it's worth having a little look around. Anyway, pushing on, let's go and talk to Commander, this guy, because I can join the UC Vanguard, who are... Well, the Vanguard was set up in response to the Freestar Collective creating a civilian fleet to assist their military during the Colony War, and who whooped the ass of the UC. Basically winning the war for the Freestar Collective, more or less anyway. And then the Vanguard was created kind of in response to that because the UC realised how effective having a volunteer civilian fleet was to do space work. Space, not exactly military or police, but, space militia, I suppose. So that's kind of where we're joining. So it's a bit weird that you can kind of join both, because you can, but... yeah, you absolutely can, so we're going to. Because it's a good quest line. John Tuala, I think that'll be it. Pronunciation?
Hey, Sarah's friend. You come to enlist at long last? Start earning your stripes with the Vanguard?
Yep. What exactly is the Vanguard?
We're the United Colonies volunteer fleet. Any captain can join, regardless of origin. Get to fly your own ship and earn credits as you help the people in the most distant reaches of the United Colonies, all while earning your way to UC citizenship. Put in the time, and citizenship is guaranteed.
Because you can't buy a house in New Atlantis unless you are a citizen, although there's a bit more to... It's like citizen, and then there's member of the faction who is not a citizen. It's all a bit weird. What sort of work would I be doing?
Vanguard work is as needed. When we've got jobs, we'll make them available to you. But the work itself, well, it runs the gamut. Sometimes you might be hunting down hostile ships on behalf of the UC Navy.
Hence why I need some
Or
upgrades.
you might be called up to help the science division clean up some invasive species. Hell, we've even been asked to help take on the occasional terramorph. And
That'd be
sometimes
interesting.
we just need cargo support. Not every job's glamorous. The Vanguard only gets called in for the ones where there's a chance of seeing action. Wherever the UC needs us, the Vanguard is there.
It's quite a pitch. Also, yeah, I haven't got a lot of cargo space at the minute. My ship is fairly full of stuff. Why would I want to be a UC citizen?
Well, other than becoming a member of the greatest faction in the galaxy,
Bullshit.
you get access to discounted services on any UC world. Credits to help you get on your
That's
feet.
not a bad thing.
You'd even be able to buy property right here in New Atlantis. Citizenship unlocks it all. And signing up for
Property
the
in New
Vanguard
Atlantis,
is
you
the
say?
fastest way to earn it.
YouTube video, says I. But yeah, as for them being the best faction, they're a little too, yeah, a little too keen to do it by my rules, or I'll stamp all over you on other people. No, I'm not that keen on the United Colonies person. A little too authoritarian, pretending to be a republic. Anyway, we're joining.
Well, all right. Take the elevator down to the Vanguard orientation hall. You can get started at any of the
Super
registration
Ultra.
terminals. The system will walk you through the rest. And if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Let's join House Rune. I don't think you can join them outright. I think you can sort of be on the fringes. But I don't think you can join them outright. So this is going to get into some interesting background lore stuff here. Down in the basement. So I've been through this bit before, but not all of it. I think I may have boo-booed. I did not. Okay. They're just not talking for some reason.
You enlisting too? I've always wanted to live in New Atlantis, but they only let citizens buy property, so here I am.
Wasn't the smoothest animation there ever, but okay. Vanguard registration. Applicant name, current bounty, 0. Good, I imagine that would cause problems if I had a bounty. To register for examination, please select enlistment agreement. Any outstanding UC bounty must be paid before proceeding. Yeah, I thought so. By joining United Colonies Vanguard, you agree to perform necessary services for the colonies and that could place you in serious danger, resulting in harm to your craft, yourself, up to and including death. In exchange, the UC Vanguard agrees to compensate all captains according to experience level and difficulty of the task requested. Applicants will be required to earn satisfactory grade on simulated combat flight. Successfully complete probationary mission. Upon completion of both prerequisites, UC Vanguard agrees to sponsor your citizenship application and guarantees the granting of United Colonies citizenship once sufficient time or acts of valor have warranted. Do you agree to above commitment and wish to initiate your journey with the Vanguard? Yes. Consent documented. Proceed to examination chamber. Orientation hall.
Registration accepted. You may now proceed through the historical displays in the orientation hall, or continue on to the examination.
Yeah, it's interesting this because it's very it's history from the UC's perspective. You know, there's that whole kind of history's written by the victors thing. In this case, it's written by the person who owns the town.
In 2150, humanity learned the Earth's magnetosphere would collapse sometime in the next half-century, eliminating all life on the planet.
That would be a bit shit.
Decisive action was required, but the secure transport of an entire civilization would demand a new kind of cooperation, a new kind of courage, and a new kind of union.
Yeah, except that definitely is not how that went down.
The United Colonies.
There is no way there's enough people in this game for the entire human civilization to have spread out among the stars.
The Galileo, the first of many colony ships, touched down here on Jemison, beginning a new era of human history. The age of the United Colonies.
The effort and planning it must have taken to evacuate literally the entire planet. Can you imagine? The logistics alone must have been mind-boggling.
Smells strongly of propaganda, and I don't believe for a minute they even tried to evacuate the whole planet, let alone succeeded. It's all well and good saying it, but there's just not enough people spread out across the subtle systems to, even after however long after it happened, just like 150 years later or something. It just doesn't quite add up. New factions rise. Able to repeat the upcoming ship simulator for ship-based experience stuff. Yeah, so I gather. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how we do. I'm not much of a pilot, I know that much.
To provide all their citizens with opportunity, security, and peace.
Yeah, but citizenship is not automatic on birth.
Those among the UC that still wanted something more. Independence.
Don't blame them.
So in 2161, the UC issued the Centaurus Proclamation, granting UC citizens the right to settle distant worlds and form their own sovereign powers. It wasn't long before the first new faction, the Free Star Collective, was formally organized in 2188, later followed by House Varun, revealing themselves to the universe in 2230.
So that'd be 100 years ago, so...
has always left me torn. So much conflict arose as a result. Was it worth it?
Yes, because if you said no, you can't leave, you'd have ended up with a civil war instead. Like, you can't leave and you must stay here under our rule. You'll end up with internal conflict instead of conflict between two external factions. The result's the same.
It was only in 2230 that the faction known as House Varun first made contact with the rest of the settled systems. Founded by the passengers of a colony ship that had left New Atlantis and disappeared 4 decades earlier, House Varun was a faction unlike any other. A theocracy dedicated wholly to the beliefs of its isolationist founder, Jinan Varun. House Varun initially made overtures of peace towards the rest of the settled systems.
That's the bit you can kind of be part of, kind of.
To spread the word of their god, the Great Serpent. But none could have guessed that this worship might take the form of a bloody war, the Serpent's Crusade.
Who doesn't love an extremist, eh? Had 50 years to evacuate the entire Earth? Yeah, I think that might have been a stretch even for a massive worldwide effort to achieve.
The Free Star Collective was initially founded in 2188, when the citizens of Aquila banded together with the pleasure city of Neon in mutual defense. But
Against
in
who?
2194, after
Neglect to mention that.
of a UC medical star station in orbit around their world, the citizens of Narion also requested to join the collective. The resulting rise in tensions between the Free Star Collective and UC culminated in the settled system's first intergalactic conflict, the Narion War. Despite a decisive victory by the UC, the colonies permitted the citizens of Narion to join the collective, forming the basis for the fiercely independent union that persists to this day.
Yeah, I think they did win, but it's not quite as decisive as they're making out, from what I understand. The actual truth of the history was not quite as clean-cut as that. And also, like, they formed a pact of mutual defence. Now, who might they have needed defence from? Well, there's only really 2 possibilities. House Varun? Maybe. Or, but they didn't emerge until later. So, yeah, that basically means the UC, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's skipping over the role of the UC as kind of more of an aggressor in a lot of these conflicts, which is what you'd expect in a UC kind of propaganda walkthrough like this, but it's interesting.
Beginning in 2240, House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade. Over the next 23 years, thousands
Oops, put the wrong button there.
of Free Star, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their serpent god. It was only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir, Jarek, that House Varun finally sued for peace. There remains, however, select members of House Varun who refuse to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established. Even after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification, a goal of all space.
I do quite like the way this place is laid out, though. It's really cool. It was quite interesting through here as well. Conflict among the stars. Yeah, apart from using my powers, there's a whole bunch of other sort of smaller planets and settlements I need to land on. Like, there's one just across the Solar system from Jemison. Gagarin, I think. Yeah, there's a settlement on Gagarin I need to go and check out. Don't know if there's one on Bondar or not. Maybe. Or Grissom or somewhere over here. And then there's loads of space stations I've not even taken a look at yet.
Of the many conflicts between the galaxy's factions,
Yeah, attempting to evacuate Earth. Everybody got evacuated out. That smells like propaganda.
And the Freestar Collective. Set off by the unauthorized Freestar colonization of Vesta's Pride in 2308, a direct violation of the Nerion Treaty, the colony war spread quickly across the galaxy. Both sides deployed every tool at their disposal. Armadas of warships, mechanized combat platforms, or mechs. Even bioengineered alien creatures. The infamous UC xenoweapons. It was only in 2311 at the Battle of Xion that the scales finally tipped. The Freestar Collective, utilizing their civilian fleet as a human shield, successfully crippled the superior United Colonies Navy.
Subtle.
After their shocking victory against the galaxy's greatest navy, the Freestar Collective offered terms of peace, which the colonies, out of an interest in staving off any further human costs, accepted.
Usually whooped their ass hard, got their ass whooped hard, and are doing the damnedest here to make it sound like they were the high ground party involved in that. Never mind the fact that they could have just let it go on with no particular negative consequences and no particular need to start a war over it. They just did because they wanted to stamp their authority on the opposing faction. Yeah, the whole starting of the colony war was like, didn't have to go that way. Mostly down to the UC's actions that it did, and they skate right over that. Like the UC was just looking for an excuse. Sarah, unfortunately, being UC military, she'd be a bit iffy at times about being like, yeah, yay, go UC, and that stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no, Sarah, you're the bad guy, sorry.
Few settled worlds were left untouched by the colony war. But nowhere could the viciousness of modern warfare be seen more clearly
Pretty much,
than on the
Tengu.
Freestar planet of Nera. Initially occupied by invading United Colonies forces as a forward operating position, repeated attempts to take and retake the planet by collective forces led only to devastation. Swaths of the world were transformed into scorched husks, a nightmarish testament to the depths of human ingenuity and human cruelty. And today, Nera remains a continuing reminder to the horrors of unfettered war.
I could be wrong on this, but I have a feeling Nera's technically within Freestar Collective space, so them trying to take it back is just like trying to kick out the invading force, so again, a heavy spin on that. That is a very cool display, though. Ooh, I've got one in mind. Metal gear. All the people who can afford it got off Earth and the rest went to Fallout. There was actually a debate early on about whether or not Bethesda were going to link Starfield and Fallout and basically have people getting off Earth becoming the people in Starfield and people who stayed behind on Earth being Fallout. And like they were going to be the same universe. They very, very quickly realised this was a bad idea, though, and didn't do it. Terramorph, anybody? Doesn't look even remotely like it might be bioengineered.
Nobody knows how they move between planets. I wonder if they can grav jump or something.
Well, that's a disturbing thought. How do they move between planets? Terror of Londinian.
In the midst of the colony war, a different kind of tragedy struck the UC city of Londinian. A newly constructed but critical supply center for the United Colonies' war effort Londinian found itself overrun by one of the galaxy's most mysterious predators, the Terramorph. A rare but pervasive threat to all human-settled worlds, Terramorphs swept over the city, seemingly out of nowhere, on a scale never before seen in recorded history.
Well, a hunch we're going to end up visiting this place during this storyline. Be interesting.
Onslaught, but the creatures proved unstoppable. Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the Londinian spaceport, sealing off the city, the outbreak, and its citizenry from the galaxy at large. The tragedy of Londinian is mourned by the UC to this day.
Make a note and I run out of space. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I was just thinking about the little secondary settlements like Gagarin and other places around, and whether or not we'll have quests to take us there, or whether or not I'm going to have to make an effort to go there and explore them to find the quests that are hidden away there. Oh, well, they're out there and they're that ugly. Don't know about the real life bit. The Armistice.
After the devastation wrought by the Colony War, the UC and the Freestock Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice. Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xeno-weapons and mech warfare would be outlawed. All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency.
Oh, no, that's not good.
But the Collective had another demand, that the active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions.
Reasonable.
The United Colonies, in the interest of
Started
peace
it.
and galactic security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty. Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Ve Victus. All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
I think by now that I got to the point where realising death penalty is not an appropriate option. By orders of I'll have a look at that. Is this Article 13-61A? It should be established a central archive guarded by 3 parties. Freestyle Collective House for Eden and United Colonies for collection and protection of all knowledge, research and documentation depicting, describing or in any way related to technologies and mechanisms bound by this armistice. It should be governed by following laws. Access to all information in archive will be mutually managed by all 3 parties. Access only permitted by unanimous agreement of authorized factional representatives. Okay. The facility will be under the direct control of no sovereign faction, with no single party permitted to overrule the others. All decisions relating to matters pertaining to the archives must be unanimous. Any attempt to get at unauthorized access will be considered an act of aggression against all parties. Each party commits to defend the others against any such attempts. Ooh, that's interesting. I was wondering, though, one of the things I was saying over there, talking about sealing away mechs and xeno-warfare technology after the colony war, rather than destroying the research, which would be probably wiser. But, yeah, as far as not destroying it goes, that's probably the best solution, where unanimous agreement by all factions required. So you can't just kind of grab it and start a war with this technology when the others don't have access to it. Well, that's the idea. Here we go. Hello.
It was into this new world that the Vanguard was born.
A copycat fleet.
The UC Navy, the Vanguard is the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet, serving a myriad of security, logistical, and reconnaissance roles. And after a sufficient length of service, UC citizenship is guaranteed to every Vanguard member. Open to all captains captains, regardless of origin, the Vanguard is leading the charge to protect and support the citizens of the United Colonies, wherever in the galaxy they may be.
Yeah, there's a few weird things there. Like, why would you let 3-star captains in? That is a cool-ass looking ship. I really like that ship design. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, seems odd to let people in from the other faction and then give them citizenship. You seem to be opening yourself up to potential issues. There's the thumbnail.
No one is born a United Colonies citizen. Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn one's citizenship.
That's weird. Really weird.
But the UC prides itself on taking
Not
care
only
of
through
its
the
people.
Vanguard, incidentally, but only through service. And it's
Cost of
weird.
living controls means citizens pay less than their foreign counterparts for needs big and small. All citizens are issued a grant upon joining to get themselves on their feet. And only UC citizens have the opportunity to purchase property, getting the chance to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the settled systems.
Yeah, about that.
By joining the Vanguard today, you too can begin earning your place here, in the heart of galactic civilization, as a citizen of the United Colonies.
So, that propaganda journey complete. Yeah, interestingly, it's like, get to live in the nicest city in the settled systems. Yeah, but we're going to be, the only apartment available to buy is in the absolute underbelly of the city. You see Navy flight suits are quite cool. Right, let's go and take our driving test. Kind of. Some really cool looks at ship designs down here as well. Not what we've already seen. Bit standard. Deimos model. Not bad. Just, yeah, it's a little standard. That's closer to what I'm actually flying at the moment. There's a few little variations. I think this one sticks out a bit further than mine does. I think. But yeah, it's somewhat similar to the shape that my current ship is, with slightly less cargo stuff on it. It's an interesting look at, and that's kind of basically this, but without the bit sticking out off the front, really, isn't it? I do quite like that. Where's the home with the high mortgage? It's not that high, actually.
To the piloting simulation chamber.
I've spent a fair bit of time in simulators just like these. They're startlingly realistic. Have fun.
Should be cool. That makes sense. It is on actually the same planet my main outpost is on, in the Olympus system. Nisoi, I think it's called. Yeah, it's there. I'm going to do a video on it soon, I think. So, that's the guy I need to talk to. I should probably make that my... just need to head in, apparently. I should make that my objective, really, shouldn't I?
Ah, you must be our new applicant. I'm Proctor Samuelson. The simulator's already been prepped. You can head in whenever you're ready.
Proctor, stay away from my butt. Oh, wait, that's proctology. Speak unto me of this exam.
Of course. You'll be running through a high-realism combat flight simulation, engineered by members of the UC science staff, right here in Mast. Your task is to defeat at least 3 tiers of simulated opponents. Accomplish that, and you pass the exam, and can then proceed on to your probationary mission. However, if you defeat more than 3 tiers of enemies, your required enlistment time for citizenship will be reduced, and your enlistment bonus increased. But you're welcome to try as many times as you like before returning to Commander Tuala to proceed on to the next step in your application process. We'll only keep the highest score you manage to achieve in there.
So you can retry it as many times as you like before going back upstairs to get a bigger enlistment bonus and a shorter time before you can become a UC citizen. I wonder if coming back after talking to Commander Toala actually... Because you can come back and then redo the test, I think. But if you do come back after you've gone and talked to him, I guess it wouldn't affect your sort of rate of progress towards citizenship or anything like that. It makes it a bit odd that being a good pilot would get you to be a citizen a bit quicker. Advice on how to do well in there. Piloting isn't my area of expertise. How about you mark me down as a pass and I head out? What kind of ship am I going to be flying? What kind of ship?
The simulator is designed to be a near-perfect replica of a Class B Deimos hoplite, the United Colony's standard destroyer model. It's been
Class
tuned
B,
to
huh?
provide a challenging but fair fight against the enemy squadrons you'll encounter inside.
Interesting. Any advice on how to do well?
While I can't answer that question directly, I will say this. Due to the solitary nature of our work, resourcefulness is a critical tool in any Vanguard pilot's repertoire. You're permitted, even encouraged, to use whatever tool you're able to find in there.
Hint, hint. Okay, I'm not going to cheat my way out of it. I don't know how we're going to do here, because I can absolutely tell you that piloting is not my area of expertise.
Captain?
This is the Mark 18 flight simulation chamber, applicant. Currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote world. When you're ready to begin, please take a seat in the pilot's chair.
This is a very standard Deimos cockpit, as I understand it. Without captain's locker or access to a cargo hold from the look of it. Otherwise, it's basically just a cockpit that's got screens instead of windows. At least from an internal sense. It's pretty cool, though, that. I mean, yeah. So, what could possibly go wrong? Simulation controls, if I need... No, debug tools? Only available once targets are active. Okay. Well, here we go. Can you give me a tip? You can give it a go, yeah? Because it's not spoilers. Tips I'm okay with, spoilers probably not.
Your exam is simple. Defeat as many tiers of opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. You must defeat at least 3 tiers of opponents to pass the exam. Good hunting, applicant.
Use the debug tools. That's a really weird...
New targets active.
I think I may have made a boo-boo here. Interesting. Generate... That's quite cool. Shield upgrade available, damage upgrade available. Available for 1 tier. Okay, that's interesting. Hack advanced lock. Yes. Basically a... well, yeah, you wouldn't want the test participants doing what I'm about to do. But yes, I'm basically a freestyle guy. I don't mind hacking the UC's test really too much. Infinite upgrades. Generate debug ally one available. Well, kind of okay with cheating as long as I don't get caught. Infinite upgrades? Yeah, why not? All upgrades will now persist between tiers. Okay. Generate debug ally. I've got no problem with having backup. So... Okay, that should be alright.
Shield upgrade active. Damage upgrade
active.
Ally active.
Probably going to do that, actually. Cool, that we're okay with, I think. Right.
Target defeated.
Well, that's a start. Plus, it's also upgrading my piloting skill by doing this, which is also nice.
Tier 1 reached. Initiating Tier 2.
Yeah, with extra dialogue, so he probably is going to catch me cheating then. No, well, this is what it is.
New targets active.
Target defeated. You'll have to try harder than that.
Oh, that went okay.
Eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 2 reached. Initiating Tier 3.
Let's not bash into the help. Unless I did just bash into that. No, my shields are fine, so I guess I didn't.
New targets active.
Target defeated.
I do know about using...
Target defeated.
Well, we passed.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded.
Without taking any damage, so that's not so bad.
Congratulations, applicant. You've defeated sufficient opponents to pass the exam. You may now exit the simulator through the hatch to record your current score, or stay and try your hand at the remaining tiers.
We'll try some more. Okay, exactly. How doing, Huck? You alright? Well, we made arrangements to get married, and now we're off to join the Vanguard. That's about it. And we discussed the UC's hardcore attempt to drop some propaganda on new Vanguard members.
Target defeated.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 4 reached.
Shield not doing
Initiating
quite
Tier
as
5.
well as I would like. Shield back up, okay.
New targets active.
I think my ship's probably in a bit of trouble by now.
This is futile.
Oh, God knows. Well, there's something weird going on there.
Halting simulation. You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to the exit hatch to log your results.
There's a jump to suddenly 4 much higher tier ships there. I'm not sure how I'm really supposed to win that. I didn't repair anything, so I will hop out and restart, I guess. I suppose shooting these guys is going to ram. Good way to practice flying. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, that's a good way to make the wife mad, I think, Caleb. Or an effective way, anyway. You start current tier, yes. Quite sure how I'm supposed to win with excessive odds, but still, we'll see.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
New targets active.
Your progress ends here.
Probably made the wrong choice there. I need to be targeting the same ship as...
Halting simulation.
Yep.
You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to
Like, I feel like the ship
exit hatch
can't
to log your
possibly
results,
take
or
enough
restart the
hits
exam
to actually win
simulations
that
control
fight.
terminal.
Theoretically, it's supposed to be possible, but I cannot see what reality that is actually existent in. Can I... Let's try that.
New ally active.
A little bit of additional backup might help.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
Do you know what? I'm kind of inclined to
New
leave it
targets
there.
active.
Already my shield is getting absolutely pulverized and I haven't even been able to find and target anybody yet.
You won't defeat us. Target defeated. You must be able to do better than that.
Halting simulation. You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to the exit hatch to log your results.
Passed,
Or
but
restart the
also
exam from the
died.
simulations control terminal. If you wish to take a break, you may exit the simulation through the ship's hatch.
Yeah, not really sure how I'm supposed to win a fight with what I assume are much higher level ships. Under these circumstances. I guess I'm missing something. Probably missing a lot of things, but it's not like there's a lot of time to plot a strategy either. Nah, ammo's still out there, so it's not helpful.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
Targeting skill? Yeah, that could be part of it. I don't have a great deal of skills set up. I feel like...
New targets active.
Let's just try and use... Ship is just horribly slow as well, which doesn't help much.
Ally eliminated.
That's also very not good, because they obviously just went straight for my ally when they couldn't hit me. I am not going to survive this.
Halting simulation. You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to the exit hatch to log your results, or restart the exam from the simulation's control terminal.
And yeah, I'm going to upgrade my piloting skill a little bit, but I'm not interested in wasting time on other piloting skills. I've got other things I need to upgrade with far greater priority than that. Hmm. Humanities level 5.
Simulation
Interesting.
reset. Prepare
I
for
think
your
I'm,
first opponent.
is this 4 or 5? I don't know where I am. 4 or 5, somewhere around there. There's 4 other ships out there, and I don't know where the ally ship is. I might...
New targets active.
You see, a minute ago I had a whole load of extra points put into my lasers, which are suddenly effed off. Which is not helpful, really.
Is this your first time flying?
No, but it's my first time
Halting simulation.
attempting to beat
You have passed
overwhelming
applicant. You
odds
may proceed to the exit hatch to log
with
your
absolutely
results.
no ability. Yeah, I get the
Or
idea.
restart
Shut up
exam
and let me
from
out of the chair.
simulation's control terminal.
I saw something then. Restart triggered. Let's hamstring you by resetting all of your stats. Thanks.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
Why would my grav drive have a whole lot of stuff in it? It's not like I'm going to win a fight with a grav drive, is it?
New targets active.
Yeah, I can't even fucking find the ship here to target it.
Intercept vectors.
Feeling the other ship might have been defeated at this point.
Halting simulation. You have passed applicant. You may proceed
Appear to have a
the exit hatch
destroyed
log
ship
your
inside my
results. Or
cockpit.
restart the exam from the simulation's control terminal.
I've got thrusters, which don't achieve anything anyway. Enemy missiles can be unlocked by hitting boosting. Yeah, that's fine. There is no boost cancel button as far as I'm aware. It's never given me one anyway. It sounds like weirdly glitchy, that approach anyway, which I'm not down for. I mean, moving the goalposts I'm down for, but... yeah, there's no point in using thrusters, they just don't achieve anything.
Simulation reset.
I wonder if that might
Prepare for your first
make it a bit
opponent.
easier to see what I'm doing. Well, at least it's put everything back on sensible setups now.
New targets active.
Well, that's certainly not any easier. I can see where I'm getting shot from a bit more easily, but I can't track ships any more easily. It's a little bit easier, but still not at 4-1.
No further giving.
Halting simulation. You have
Yeah,
passed
could not shake that. Literally
Proceed
locked
to the
on.
exit hatch to log your results.
Ah,
Restart the exam from the simulation's control terminal.
that was... yeah. No way of getting out of that. Playing with the controller? It's not going to help any. Also, fuck that. Anything that has to be done with the controller is not well designed. IMO. I'll give it one more go. Yeah, but Vivets is... No. Just no. No. If you can't do it without having the game aim for you, there's no point in doing it at all, really, is there?
Simulation reset.
It's like doing a puzzle game and asking it to complete the puzzle for you. Why would you bother?
New targets active.
Yeah, it's not even any easier when I'm outside the ship, I don't think. I like just see where I'm getting shot from a little bit more easily, but it doesn't seem to help much. Tap the boost button. No, tap the boost button again on PC. It just tries to boost again, so it's definitely not that. At least it seems to be, anyway. I'll give it a go, but I'm pretty sure it just tries to boost again. Not that I think there's a lot to be gained by not... I don't know, maybe there is actually.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
Why would I want the spare... Oh, dear God. Do I have the ally eggs? I've got a sneaking suspicion they've been destroyed and not repaired.
New targets active.
Yeah, literally nothing I can do. Once that one locked whatever the fuck that laser weapon was, well, looked like lasers anyway. It just started firing and could not break the connection there. Absolutely nothing I can do about that. Tried boosting, tried using thrusters, nothing. Just not happening. Well, I think the LM might have been smashed. I mean, unless I'm missing something, but I'm missing something I shouldn't have been able to. Yeah, but they're not deployed, are they? They're like literally not there. As evidenced by the fact that they're not fucking there.
Simulation reset. Prepare for your first opponent.
It's definitely not the same button. That kind of works if I press the...
New targets active.
Yeah, there's no way of doing that. Definitely not. Four of them absolutely spamming me and they can't miss. There's not really much way to do that. Pressing backwards does seem to interrupt the boost, but it also slows the ship down. It improves the maneuverability, but again, what's the point? They can't miss anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Right. Onward. 4 out of 6 I got to there. Yeah. You know, I that's not exactly acceptable, but then again, it's unwinnable. So, I mean, maybe if I already had all of the skills maxed out, I might have a chance, but I don't. So, also, out of curiosity, Responding to my input would be nice, game. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't even open up my character menu without leaving this. That's annoying. I'm stuck with whatever I go in with. That's really shit. Can't open the inventory. Can't open the character menu. I'll get my gun out. Shoot the simulator. Try that. Can't make it any worse, can it? Yeah, I deployed my arse. Definitely being outside is not good on a mouse, so the thing just flails around like crazy then. Plus I can't see anything because the ship's blocking it in your field of view. Somewhere around here they tend to spawn it. Well, spawning behind me from the look of it. Like my sensitivity has climbed. Yep, my shield is already gone. I can't even strip the shield off that thing. Yep. Hit the repair, no efforts to repair made. Yeah, screw that. You just let me out the bloody chair without making me fanny around with stupid buttons. Shooting the simulator, yeah, well, you know. Not so doable unless you've, fuck off. You know, planned ahead for it, I think.
Congratulations, applicant. You've passed. You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your probationary assignment.
I can't be a part of this.
Anybody else need some?
You just killed that person in cold blood. Are you insane?
Don't question me.
You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your probationary assignment. Or you're welcome to take another run at the simulation if you'd like to.
Stop talking, dude, or I will murder you.
You can head up to Commander Tuwala to...
You're not getting the message, are you, buddy? Oh, that reminds me, actually.
You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your probationary...
He's really not getting the idea.
You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your
Can't move my
probationary
feet either.
assignment. Or you're welcome to take another run at the simulation if you'd like to try and earn a better
that one.
score.
Intrusive thought, it's doing the world a favour. Guy shows no interest in his extremely unfair test. And I was like, oh, well, off you trot. Fucking die, cunt. Oh, he's just doing his job. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't do his job then. Oh yeah, I was going to say, I got some cool new guns. That one is the same. I switched over to back to a Beowulf with some pretty decent murder stats on it. Which isn't bad. Can you see? Yeah. Extended magazine. It would be better as an automatic, this, but this would not be very good as an automatic, so I didn't switch them over. But hopefully I'll get a replacement for this at some point and then maybe switch this over, because the extended magazine would be more useful on automatic. Otherwise, it's basically the same, except I'm not a big fan of the Tesla thing, because yeah, it tends to hit me more than the enemies. And I've also got this, which even without shotgun specs, nearly 300 per shot is really cool. It's firing slugs. Elder shotgun. And the Furious thing isn't bad. And then the skip shot for every fourth shot firing 2 projectiles at once is just monstrous. It's, yeah, that's been quite handy in a couple of corners this weekend.
Well, look who's back. Everything go all right with the exam?
Nah, man. 2 arms, 2 legs, human being, he deserves to die anyway. Kill them all. Make the world a better place. I've knocked my... have I? I don't know. What did he say? I wasn't paying attention.
The displays in the orientation hall are all optional, but encouraged if you're not all that familiar with UC history.
You mean UC propaganda? Okay. Wrapped up Parkinson Sound. Let's come back here. How long have you been with let's go through all the questions before I advance this, any?
Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad commander in a former life, so it wasn't too big a jump bossing around foreign pilots instead. But Vanguard's been a quality assignment. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria, get them out there helping people who need it.
MAST.
MAST is short for Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. From here, the 3 co-equal divisions of the UC government work together to advance the cause of the colonies. Be that through
it's an interesting government approach.
Political and diplomatic strength, or scientific discovery. Now, serving any of the UC's divisions grants citizenship, but scientific and admin positions in the UC tend to be real competitive. Understandable, most people would prefer to earn their citizenship behind a desk rather than in combat. Not something I'd ever choose for myself, but understandable.
Yeah, there were a few bits in there that were not even the UC's propagandists struggled to make it sound like pro UC, and that was one of them. Why does the UC need foreign pilots?
Military used to have a pretty narrow view.
Because foreign pilots keep beating them.
From. In their eyes, it was UC or bust. The creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the brass that maybe not all the galaxy's greatest pilots went through a UC flight school. So it's the Vanguard's job to find them and get them to fly for us.
Our pilots aren't good enough, so we're going to hire the enemy. That's basically the idea. Right,
so
onward.
These are your numbers that just came through then. You ready to hear how you did?
You ready to get shot in the face? I'm ready. No. Oh, God, no. Make it snappy. Wasting my time. Time's wasting me to be any credits. What else to cover? I passed, didn't I? No, I'm not going to do that one. Because I could, but yeah. Yeah, I think he's probably going to get shot in the face as well, isn't he?
Oh, excuse me for keeping you waiting. Let's get to it. So, looking at the data, hit every mural in the orientation hall, huh? A test of preparation and thoroughness. 2 traits the Vanguard values highly. Psychological results are all within expected levels. Navy doesn't have room for folks that'll fall apart the first time they're trying to outrun a homing missile.
How about a murder examiners who set unfair tests?
System in the simulator. Nicely done. Curiosity and resourcefulness are skills our recruits need. Though, this output... Wait, you hacked into the actual debug system? Huh. You really do know your way around machines, don't you?
Your next response better be a good one.
Though working around the system instead of in it isn't the way this test is supposed to be done. Now,
it's supposed to be lost.
Tier 4. Not too shabby. The techs make us test each level of the sim too. I can tell you that waiver's some real artificial bastards. Good job putting them away.
Hell of a job. I might even let you fly me around sometime.
So then, looking at your results as a whole,
I quite like that. You passed the psychological test. I murdered your examiner repeatedly.
Once you've successfully completed your probationary mission, you could have your UC citizenship after only 10 years service. Pretty standard for combat assignments.
Hey, I got above basic.
It does mean I can offer a signing bonus. Help convince you to join the cause.
10 years might seem like a long time, but it's worth the climb if you wish to become a citizen.
So,
no, it isn't.
Sounds to me like we've got
it's not going to take that long. Something else. 10 years just doesn't fit.
As a provisional member today. Get you the credits you've earned, then send you out on your probationary mission. First, though, all UC service people, provisional or otherwise, are required to swear an oath. So, you want to make this official? Commit yourself to the cause of the colonies?
It's a big decision.
They did say something about valor being the main way to
You're
actually
not
speed
about
that
to have my
process up.
compatriot here sign some kind of contract that sells you their grandmother 5 years down the line, are you?
Officer's honor, Sarah. This is honest work for honest credits. So, you ready to do the deed?
Yeah, I was going to say something there, but I forgot what it was. Finished this quest line last night. Nice guy. Ready? Need a little time first. Do some table all over. Well, I'm not.
It's a big decision. Warrants some
Under
reflection.
any circumstances swearing allegiance to the UC.
You're not in the Freestar Collective here. Vanguard keeps its work above
Yeah,
board.
I am,
you
actually.
Want in, you have to do it the same as everyone else. And that starts with the oath.
I might have to shoot him yet.
Fantastic. Then just follow me.
Swear your allegiance to us. No. Bang. Problem solved. Now, where was that work? Oh, shit. Weird walking speed again. It's a nice fucking staircase, though. Never really noticed that. That's probably because when you come up from the bottom, you don't see how nice it is. Kind of. When you come down from the top, that's when you do. Weird.
Wouldn't be right doing this where we couldn't see the stars.
That makes
Now,
sense.
Raise your right hand.
Absolutely,
The
categorically
motto of
not.
Vanguard is supra et ultra, above and beyond.
Hmm.
That is where we serve, beyond the furthest reaches of the United Colonies military, and with honor and duty above
left.
reproach. Do you swear to protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities?
It's
And
not the
to
soldiers.
uphold the values of the Vanguard, honor, loyalty, self-reliance, in all your actions as a member of the United Colonies Navy?
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, Gray, actually. Same thought, I'm out there. Not normally big into commitment, but fine.
Then let me be the first to officially
Which is not the
welcome
one I went
you
with.
to the United Colonies Vanguard. Now, only thing left is getting you that probationary mission. And what I've got is comms repair. Group trying to refurb an old colony war processing plant on Tau Ceti 2. Sounds like they'd barely gotten set up when their communications died. Place is as isolated as they come. So Brass wants a Vanguard to deliver the repair suite and ensure anyone present is safe and secure.
They are not,
So,
I'm assuming.
Can the people of Tau Ceti 2 count on you?
Well, yeah, they're just random settlers.
That's the
Yeah,
spirit.
probably.
Head
Well, they
down
sound
to
like
the
they are.
spaceport and talk to Crew Chief Harath. He'll get you the repair suite plus your new recruit kit. Oh, and your advance. Give it your all out there. Supra et ultra.
Yeah, just over $8,000. That's not too shabby. Nice. Oops, I nearly fell to my death. So, I assume that's updated faction. Grunt work. Speak to Crew Chief Harath at New Atlantis Spaceport. Cool. I think my jetpack kicked in about an inch before I broke my ankles then. Yeah, I was really reluctant to kind of jump into this, mostly because the whole kind of pro-UC thing, I'm just like, yeah, but you basically asked me to sign up for the Russian military. It basically asked me to go sign up for, like, their mercenary folks. I'm just like, I'm not down for that for funny reasons, like, you know, actually having a soul. Interesting, all the way over there, huh? I thought for a minute there was some really weird anti-aliasing thing going on there. It just looks like it at speed. It's just not. It's was meant to be a zigzaggy line.
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask.
Yeah, testers. What the scuttering fuck is this? My ship's over there. Why am I going over towards this ship? You about to give me a fresh one? I mean, massively object, although there's a small slight issue that it's not going to fly anywhere because it won't have the cargo capacity. It's an interesting looking stubby boy.
She managed to live back here at all. Bullet for leeches, get it fixed up, and let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can.
Yes, sir.
Sarah's just snuck through the shadows to get annoyed a bit.
Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working with you.
It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for anything that comes at you up there. Now, Manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite.
In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their
Must
first
have been
mission.
in uni, that. Welcome kit.
Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there.
My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they were there. So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2.
Interesting
Nice
hat
easy
he's
one
got.
for your first job. Just keep your head on swivel and you'll come home.
Everybody's telling me how easy this. I'm like, yeah, this ain't going to be easy, is it? Tell me about Telsati, what are you putting on my ship? What are you putting on my ship?
Nothing too dangerous, if that's your concern. The repair suite's mostly just wiring and circuit boards. The welcome kit has some goodies in there I wouldn't leave sitting around when company comes to visit. But it's nothing some proper storage can't make safe.
What's that? The explosive whoopee cushion or something? Tell me about Tal City T.
I honestly didn't realize it had people living on it until we got your record.
Report they gave us seemed clean. No known hostile outposts. But I wouldn't say that's permission to let your guard down. Just watch out for wildlife and pirates. Keep those med packs handy and you'll be fine.
Then I won't keep you.
Nice.
Make us look good out there, recruit.
Yeah, that does make a bit more sense from a gameplay standpoint to join as a privateer, doesn't it? Of course, it harks back to certain old school practices. Kind of curious what the deal with this little stubby ship here is. Yeah, it's a tiny little Nova Galactic ship that's basically an engine with a cockpit mounted to it and some guns, really. So the bare minimum to be a fighting ship from the look of it, that. And I'm glad they haven't handed me Lucky Select mustache. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to tweak my character's look a little bit again at some point. Because apparently I'm inconstant on things like that. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I need to upgrade my ship a bit, don't I? Yeah. The whole privateer thing does make a lot of sense. It's the fact it's not faction locked. I get why they did that. To give everybody a chance to play everything and so on. But it also kind of doesn't make any sense. Ship's stuck because it's cold in space. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, did that stuff get put in my cargo hold? Well, I didn't put that there, so I guess that must be part of it. I don't really want that. I found that randomly over the yeah, today actually. It's a fashion choice. Do you like that my character is randomly... I didn't quite mean to do that either. Randomly collecting baseball caps. No clothes in there. Whatever else was added is probably... Comms repair suite? Okay. Not massively interesting. So gave me a gun and presumably some ship repair parts, and that's about it. Wouldn't mind wearing the Stroud Eklund cap, actually, seeing as, you know, Walter Stroud and all, but... Yeah, it's a bit weird. I wanted to sell that. I'm just not going to use it. Right, let's look at some upgrades before we head out into space.
Need some work done? Sure, have at it.
Not going to go into full shipbuilder mode for this one. I think we'll start looking at the lasers. Being able to categorize by what have I currently got on there. I don't know what I've currently got, which is not very helpful. So I've got I've not got like 2 of those. I've got pulse laser, Mauler cannon, and a missile, shall I say. Yeah, Dragon 221p pulse laser. Okay, right. So it's increased. That would be a better version of what I've already got. Looks like it's even better. I don't see the one I already have on there. Howland shield, not bad. Electron beam. That's not terrible. Does shield and hold damage? That's not a bad idea. Definitely the best of the lot so far. I don't know why I wouldn't, actually. Electromagnetic damage. Ooh. EMP weapons, yeah, might not be a bad idea. Kind of vaguely considering that. Electron beam's that one, isn't it? Does... Well, it's listed as just doing... One of them says... Oh, that one's... Yeah, electromagnetic, as the others don't have that on them. Well, that might be the way to go. Apparently that's a 2-part one. Cannon's a single-part thing down here. Okay, that's a bit weird, but fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about going down the EM route at the moment. Disable ship systems. It might be helpful if I want to board ships, which is quite cool. I'm not sure I really want to worry about that just yet. Also, it's a lot more expensive. Electromagnetic damage. And does it? How does electromagnetic affect compared to like getting past shields and stuff? I don't know. Because I don't want to get out there and suddenly find I can't do anything about ships. Sent ships after you. Oh, that's interesting. My decision really looks like it's between that fairly substantial electron beam a 28 there, actually. So there's 26. But it doesn't do much damage to shields, so to hulls, which I would expect. Versus we can look at massive electromagnetic damage. Both of those and ballistic to protons. Yeah, I can kind of see the appeal there. Would burn through things much more quickly. Disrupt to 330 is the one you went for. That one. There's a turret thing, but I don't think I have access to any of those, so... Do you feel like that these are basically the same and that one's just better, except it's... so that one's... There's a fire rate question there. That's doing 16. That's doing 24 at 3.49. That's doing 16 at just shy of double it. So that would be better than that. Doing just shy of double, and it's only a small jump. There's actually not such a big difference between these, really. I think that one is slightly better. It fires, does less damage but fires quicker. I mean, I can afford to spend that kind of money on it, so it's not a terrible idea. And it hits shields and hull, so I might do that for now. Looks like it's probably the best upgrade I can conveniently get. Okay. Can I get on here? Everything's basically the same, isn't it? So... just put one out that hits that. I don't know how this is actually going to stack up though, because... I feel like sticking something like that in there might not be a terrible idea, but when this drains it might be a bit of an issue. Don't know whether or not the cannon's going to be all that useful, except maybe as a backup. So there's a decent cannon on here that might do a... what's that looking like? 9 hull damage at 6 fire rate. I feel like more of the same might be the way to go. Two disruptors, yeah, it's maybe not a terrible idea. But again, looking at this. What did I put on the other one? I've forgotten now. PBO 30. Yeah, I did go big, didn't I? Well, that might actually be better overall. Yeah. Drop that one under there for that, I think. And let's make sure I've got the best missile launcher I can find, which is probably going to be that. That looks to be the same as the one I've already got, actually. I've got on that. Till 278. Hull damage. Currently sitting on hull and shield damage, both sitting on 47 with a fire rate of 1. So that's actually a downgrade. No point in doing that. And definitely don't think I'm changing anything else. Nope. No, not for now. I mean, the shield's 17, but not for now. All items will be moved to the cargo hold. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. This needs to stop, especially because I haven't changed anything internal. The only thing I've changed is externals, which means I'm now going to have to yank everything out the bloody cargo hold. Which also means at this point there's no point in my not changing the or seeing if I can change the shield really. What shield is that? It is a Marduk 1010A. So if I... So that's 440. Where's the one I've got? So that's the one I've got. Which is giving me 405 at 10%. 40, so that will be an upgrade if I find anywhere to put the damn thing, which I don't think I'm going to be able to because of the way I've designed my ship. Without a complete overhaul of the whole damn thing, I don't think it says this is going to actually find anywhere to go. Yeah, I've got a very sneaking suspicion that is the case. It's only a small upgrade, so I don't think I'll bother. Right. That's very annoying, but okay. Right. In here, there is probably stuff I need to sell. A few things I could pick up from there, but I'm not going to rush to right now. I think. Ooh, I just went all wibbly. Can go. I'm not sure why I've got that. Okay. And there's going to be a lot under here to be getting rid of. Carefully, because I want to make sure I don't get rid of anything I actually want. It's one of the reasons I haven't changed my ship very much, because this is just a pain in the arse. I'm sure they will do something about this, but... And I'm glad that the stuff... I'm glad that the stuff does respawn in your ship. Oh, that's wigging out on me. However... Just very carefully, because I know there's stuff in here I don't want to sell. It's very strange expressions. It's a bit sad, but I'm going to get another one. gonna have to stink for a bit. Nice. I think that's basically everything I need to get rid of. Chunks cap's going to get replaced anyway, so that can go as well. That way needs to go. So there's definitely a few things I need to yank out the storage there, but... Who didn't blame me, eh? Sounds pretty decent, Grey, and the humanities setup. Traders need more money. Some of them definitely do. Some of them not too bad, at least so far. But yeah, my carry weight is sufficiently low that even with a little bit of running around, I basically clean a number of shops out, but not all of them. So it's not actually causing me too many issues at the moment. Right, I wanted to nab those. I suppose I might as well, hadn't I? I want take all of that. My meds are available. Might as well have the digipicks. Take those again because it sells a bunch of them and then still leaves several in there, which is weird. We'll go and sell fire extinguishers. Right, let's go and look at my slightly weirdly bare looking ship. When I need to change the colours on those weapons if I can, because they look hideous, that colour.
You should
They
inspect
don't
your
fit in
ship
at
for
all.
heat leeches every couple landings. Okay, no problem.
I can't change the colours. Well, that's sucky, don't it? Well, fuck you. What did I put down there? Oh yeah, disruptor beam that just does some extra damage to stuff. It's not particularly exciting. Oh well.
Hey there. Glad to see you again.
Evening, Brad. How are we doing? Right. Next thing I want to do is, before we push off and do some grunt work, is find top of the list, because as I said earlier, I managed to get the data necessary on an entire habitable planet. So I'm going to go and do this because while I remember and such.
It is.
I'm still salty about the really fucking annoying setup on that simulator there. Nice. Right.
Escape trajectory plotted.
Collecting every old toilet paper you can find, kind of like you turn on all of the sinks in him. I'm just collecting like baseball caps that have certain themes, so factions and companies and stuff like that for this character, which is weird because I'm not even that much of a hat guy, and I'm definitely not a baseball cap guy. More like, you know, stick them on, I don't know, like wig stands, so you got them as a collection or something. Now, I saw... You trying to tell me he's moved over here now? Because last I saw him, he was somewhere else. Yeah, Phil Hill moves around a bit. So I encountered him first in... This picture in Cydonia, and then I ran into him in a bar on the Den, I think, the other day, and he's apparently now over here. Getting coffee cups from all of the manufacturers. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Once stuff stops sinking into the surface, I might start doing junk decoration in outposts and stuff. So that's really going to add to the decoration time, isn't it? Which is fine, but...
Let me know if you need something. Oh, it's you! What can I do you for?
You could stop looking so damn creepy, for starters. Find survey in recruiting materials, working on planetary data, remind me what you need again. Have that planetary survey, you might be interesting.
Wonderful. Let's take a look, see?
COPR.
Take care.
That's all he wants. Actually, I think he's saying he'll buy habitable planetary data. That's about it from now on. Barely drains it at all. That's not bad going. Don't trust the coffee cups. No, we've had bad experiences with coffee cups. It was a weird bug I've noticed recently, which is the textures not appearing on that cockpit sometimes.
Captain Clark.
We fast travel to the ship and then step back outside it. The external textures just disappear. Right. Excuse my yawning. So that's that. I don't think there's anything else I just need to cross off. I do need to do that, but I can't remember where that is. Actually, yeah, I do remember that. It's somewhere I haven't been. That's one to have a look at. I should have a look at where this person is, actually, before we press on. That one's in Kilo City, and I need to check that one as well. So let's just check a couple of those before we head to space, and then we'll probably push on. He Blood's habitable survey data Vladimir buys any. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Blood's much easier to deal with, I think. And I'm guessing he probably pays slightly more for habitable planet data than Vlad does, but otherwise, what would be the point? But, yeah, I doubt it's enough to make it worth the effort. 5k for scanning an entire planet, not worth it. But getting it off the list, definitely worth it.
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Your emphasis on that is a little bit weird. Right, now, so that's... I'll go with the debt who's out there, so we could do him at some point. What's the other one I want to have a look at? Terrible, wasn't it? Okay, yes, that's all the way down here in a system that is likely to open up a small can of whoop-ass on me, so we're not doing that right now. I think that's everything, apart from this one, which I think involves going to Paradiso. Yeah, I thought as much. We will be going there soon enough, I have no doubt. No, I don't think I'm ready for that. I'm tempted to test it, though. There's a whole bunch of stuff there that I'd like to give a go to, but not right now. Neon, talk to Andresia, visit Vlad's house. These are all things I could cross off, but I think I'll probably do them when a bit of random time. So yeah, I think for now, we will do grunt work. Probably. And to find inspiration for the perfect ship. Yeah, designing one's definitely a challenge. Ah, so Tau City's out there, is it? Okay. Don't think I have... Well, apparently I have been here already. Can't think why. Tau City is Thin O2 Tempera. Okay. Frozen, Inferno, Frozen, Cold. So 2 and 3 are habitable just about. What's the moon like here? Probably surprisingly temperate. Interesting. Tell City might well have some decent stuff in it. Who knows? But let's rock and roll. So I've got 2 particle beams and missiles now over there.
Switching over to standard engines.
A lot of engine power, but not enough. Yeah, I need a bigger reactor, as you can see by the fact that I can't get even close to filling everything. Right. There we go. We got there iron, argon, aluminium, and neodymium, nitrogen, iron, cobalt, alkynes, platinum, palladium, ytterbium. I don't know how to say that, but a temperate moon over here as well with aluminium, chlorine, iron, and TA was TA. Titanium? Tantalum. Okay, don't know that one. Lithium, and I think I actually might need something that's on here. No, it's not what I thought it was. Chlorine, copper, and iron. Okay. Copper, nickel, iron, uranium, plutonium, I think? Platinum, vanadium, and palladium. Okay, interesting. There's quite a lot of resources in Tau City. Not limitless, obviously. Definitely need the ability to build on some slightly more out there systems. But might not be the worst. So we're looking at iron on it. Nickel, iron. What was this one? Aluminium, chlorine, aluminium, iron. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one. Telsati 8B. And this would not be a terrible place to set up an outpost. I might have to look into this at some point fairly soon. So, Tau Gourmet Production Centre. Okay, fair enough. Rock and roll, shall we? How many ships do I have? Yeah, there's good. Yeah, I've got 3 at the moment. 2 of them I'm not using though. We'll see what happens on down the line in terms of keeping them for novelty's sake and memento's sake and stuff. But yeah, I've got the Razor Leaf and I've got one yet from Kid Stuff, which is quite cool. But I mean, I'm kind of tempted to upgrade the Kid Stuff ones and make something badass out of that, but I'd have to go crazy on it. And I need to advance before I really dive into upgrading anyway, because I need more skill points and I need more manufacturers and stuff to kind of find some interesting looking stuff and build something I like the look of. But I've not been to most of the 3-star places yet, because I'm kind of waiting for the story to organically take me to places before I start pushing out, kind of, a bit. We'll see how that goes. Elliptic Merc ship. Yeah, they're not bad. I did see quite a cool elliptic ship actually at one stage. 37 power from your reactor, that's not bad at all. Hold space when in space, and whilst you can what? Thrusters? I think just pressing left and right just uses my thrusters either way, doesn't it? Just kind of veers me to one side or the other. I don't think I have to press space for it. Anyway. Oh yeah, I meant to say actually over the weekend I upgraded my spacesuit and my helmet, but they're both the same same type. So still got a bounty hunter spacesuit, but where I had no special stuff on it, now it's a legendary one. What the heck how do we categorize this? You got normal, rare, epic, and legendary. So how do we categorize any of the ones that are not normal? I feel like we'd have called them legendaries of some kind or another. Like number of stars on the legendary, but I don't feel like that applies here. It's kind of annoying because there isn't a name for all of it. But anyway, I've got a legendary one with less damage from robots. Less corrosive resistance, rather. Which is okay. Chance to disarm attackers is, again, it's okay. The stats are slightly up, marginally, ever slightly, like 1 point here or there or something. So it is an upgrade, but not a particularly significant one. There's no reason not to take it. And the helmet, again, is the same one, but it has combat veteran on it and better stats. So again, it's a step up from the last one I had. And I've upgraded some stuff there. You didn't do much tighter turns. Yeah, I mean, I was doing that to a certain extent anyway, trying to just using the thrusters to turn, but it didn't seem to be. It made a bit of a difference, I think, but when you're 4 on 1, I don't think it's going to make that much difference at all. I don't think there's much you do about that. Oh, I forgot to do a thing.
Keep an eye out for hostile life forms.
You forgot to do something, Sarah. We've got to do the thing.
Something you might be interested in.
Where are you? I guess you're not in here because the door's shut. I think you probably should be in here. Where's she got to? Sarah? Nope, you're not Sarah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess she's miraculously in here. She's not miraculously in here. Sarah, where are you? Hiding from me? See if she turns up if I just grab an hour's kit. She did. Nice.
We need to actually get some sleep after going to bed.
Seems like a terribly bad idea, that to me, Sarah. Anyway, local time. I think we're going to wait local time. Jesus, look at that. 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 minutes. 2, 3, 5. Okay, we're apparently going to kip for about 10 hours. Or maybe not. Yeah, the categorization based on...
I'm so lucky to wake up every day to someone like you.
We need a bigger bed, because that would not be comfortable for 2 grown adults. Yeah, the sort of tiers of weaponry to up the damage output is definitely more valuable than most of the legendary stuff. But some of the legendary effects are quite good. Some of them are quite naff, but some of them are quite good. Yeah, good example on that. Yeah, my Commander's Advanced Bridger. My original Bridger was a rare, I think. So it had only 1 star on it, but it was like a third of the damage, and this one doesn't have any. But because it's an advanced one, it's doing 3 times as much damage. And it fair does kick when I need it to.
Greetings, Captain.
I think a lot of the rare drops like that are just going to be predicated mostly on... Pretty sure I time to get to the point where the sun should be up by now. 6 AM and it's nasty as. Bad weather not helping there, I don't think. Interesting ship. Whoa! We had a bit of an issue there. I guess I can't get on board this one unless interest is around the back. Looks like it might be. It's not even telling me it's inaccessible. It's just telling me nothing. That's unusual. Okay, so a little surprised about is the settlers are all the way down there, and there's this facility here by the landing pad. That doesn't look good though. At all.
An abandoned meat-packing facility built on the fringes of the settled systems. I wonder what happened here.
That's a fair question. So they left in a hurry, or the place has been tossed since. Antique videotape.
Here recently, but left everything in place. At least we know it wasn't the Crimson Fleet.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing. New Atlantean, Volume 1. Permanent construct speed for a deep food item. Ooh. I mean, I'm not actually using that sort of thing, but still. There are bloodstains everywhere, which is not really inspiring. Hotel Gourmet, Common Quarters. There's two and they're both the pistols you don't need. That sounds about right. Hotel Gourmet vision statement. Since the dawn of the agrarian revolution about 10,000 plus years ago, humanity has been trying to speed up the process of growing food and getting it onto plates. It's always come at the cost of quality and led to horrific practices like industrial farming, which leads to corners cut and ultimately a worse product. We've all just accepted it. We live in a freeze-dried age. We don't have to. Tal Gourmet is going to change that. We're going to make fresh food cheap and available everywhere. We're going to let our livestock and crops grow as nature intended, and use smart automation to harvest and prepare them at peak of freshness, and deliver them with such speeds that our clients won't ever go back to using freeze-dried again. It's a big task, and accomplishing it is going to take focus, innovation, and dedication. Yeah, I would agree with that statement at the very least. Are you up to the challenge of changing how the settled systems eats? Then let's get started. Cadillo, I think is that pronunciation there? I don't know. The plan. We're standing in the middle of an unfinished masterpiece here. The UC military came in, put down some incredible machinery that they barely used, then probably left it to rot the moment the war ended. Now, 20 years later, we're here with an incredible opportunity. Updating this place is going to take some serious work. We're all going to be pulling double, triple, quadruple duty around here, so even if you're going through a tough moment, please remember everyone else probably is too, and that means that if you're in a place where you can lighten someone else's load, please do. Equally important are scheduled breaks. These are built into your workload, so if you're on a break hour day week, then you better sit down and breathe, take in the scenery, think about something that's not work. If you've got a long spell, go back to New Atlantis and blow off some steam. Good ideas come from expected places. And remaking how food works in the settled systems is going to take a lot of good ideas. Also, critical importance, survival training is not optional. It's just us on this planet, and while the UC is aware we're out here, every one of us needs to know how to survive out here on our own should the unthinkable happen. Finally, if you've got an issue of any kind, reach out to relevant area owner. If you are and said area owner can't come to an agreement, feel free to grab me, Cote. Areas of ownership: Cote, general vision, crop livestock selection, vendor coordination, inter-expertise, arbitration. Ian, system design, implementation, automation programming. Maria, facility restoration, defense installation, facility maintenance, automation maintenance. Andre, crop livestock cultivation, recipe generation, keeping us alive, food related. Lambert, keeping us all alive, security related, and survival training. Chores list. So yes, we're planning to remake food as we know it, but we're also living in close quarters a long way from other humans. So, which means your parents aren't here to clean up after you. Everyone's got rotating chores. Do them without being asked. Coat, laundry, Ian, decluttering, Maria, trash incineration, Andrew, composting, Lambert, weapon care. This one doesn't rotate until the rest of us are firearm certed. Night watch rotation. There we go. Apparently it's Maria's turn, or was Maria's turn, when presumably everything went belly up. So a handful of people were here trying to remake how the settled system eats. And from the look of it, this place then got slaughtered in some way. Interesting. So there's an abandoned ship and a lot of bloodstains, but nobody's around. No other evidence as to what happened. Well, there was a body out front, there's a body here.
Find anything useful?
Nope. A few credits. They had a pool table, so life can't have been that hard. It's an ironic outpost-centric horror movie poster. So this is their shared accommodations. Return of the Jedi poster. My favourite Star Wars scene in that movie. Out of all of them. Not necessarily my favourite movie, but my favourite scene is in that film. That was a weapon on my bench. Okay, there's a lot more going on here than I thought. The crappy weather is really spoiling the view. There's another ship down there, or the remains of one. This is quite interesting, isn't it? I feel like this place might be a bit more handcrafted than I thought. I feel like I want to take a nap and see if I can't clear up that weather, though. Upstairs I'm going to find a bed, I think, aren't I?
Remember when I said I like to be close to you? Now you know exactly what I meant.
Okay, well, I'm seeing a little bit better now. Weather's still crap, but hey. The lift is down at the bottom, so I guess we're taking the stairs. Yeah, that ship's definitely seen better days. Investigate the scream. Well, that didn't sound like a scream. But anyway.
Either I got hit harder than I thought, or you've got some incredible timing. Regardless, I think it knows you're here. I'll unlock the door. Second floor, main building. But be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, I do spy trouble. Apparently the atmosphere is good enough that I don't need my helmet here. Gourmet Production Centre. Yeah, I would like to see a greater range of robots designs in the game, I have to admit. I wonder if we might get some as part of an extended DLC or something. That person didn't make it. There's the survivor. Oh, hello, I fell off the... That railing is definitely not going to pass health and safety muster, is it? With a big hole in it like that. I think the weather's fixed. Yeah. Could well be. A bit more daylight helps, though. That doesn't look like good things went down in there either. Visceration, admin. Alien vibes. Yeah, there's a bit of that. That's an alien reference I'm not getting there, no? Job logs. Okay, power back on. Test. Hello, Talsetti. Good God, going 45 hours a day, walking through the nights. It took all the Model A's we had full on hand, a full week to get this place scrubbed properly. Military sure was in a rush to get out of here after the colony war ended, I guess. Finally, I don't have to wear my breather indoors, one building down. Just got wrapped on getting the prototypes installed and running through diagnostics. Everything looks good so far. New age of clean kill meat production begins today. Don't want to jinx it, but prototypes are working as expected. Better maybe. We've had multiple successful tests, able to save all the scraps we'd expected to. Don't want to get ahead of myself here, but this may work. Tau Gourmet might just change things. Hello there, Adrian.
What do we got here? It's too clean to be one of the settlers. Or a pirate.
She's from Mars.
You see on patrol, maybe? Yeah, make my day if you said you were a shock trooper out for a stroll.
Kind of red Sith Lord eyeballs that she's got going on. Make me think Mars background. Because there was talk on Mars about getting those red eyes from spending too long on the planet. Vanguard sent me. Failed to mention how bad things were. Shock trooper is here to save the day. You okay? I'm not getting manpower like that outside of wartime. You have to settle for a Vanguard recruit. That works.
Haven't brought the joke to your homeworld just yet, huh? You see Vanguard's a hell of a lot better than what I've got. I'm Hadrian. I was a researcher with the UC. I came here on a rumor of a... Well, I expect you saw the results on your way in. What's left of the settlers? The work of Oxysio Machina. A terramorph. One of the nastiest aliens humanity's ever crossed paths with. And this one, well,
I was expecting this.
Something of an anomaly. Possibly a worrying one.
You mean they weren't worrying enough to begin with?
Damage. I mean, I've heard the stories, but to see the decimation firsthand.
We've already killed one. We ran into one somewhere in the middle of nowhere and whoops itself. Actually, that might have been before I met her. So she may not have. Sounds like you could use my help then. Not exactly equipped to deal with a killer alien. What's a terramorph? What kind of anomaly are you talking about? Wait, are all the settlers dead then? Yeah, let's start with that one.
I managed to scope out a fair bit of the facility before it found me. If there are any survivors of the attack, they're long gone.
Yeah, I mean, unless she has gone for the whole Sith Lord thing, she must be Martian. But Yeah, those are some really vivid eyes, particularly with the contrasting with their skin tone. In other skin tones, it doesn't stick out quite as much, but also the lighting as well. Those are really bold. What's a Terramorph?
Other than a remorseless killing machine.
Among apex predators, they're the pinnacle. Resilient, agile, smart, and their mental prowess only increases with age. Some can even dominate the minds of weaker species.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Keeping them as pets, livestock, or toys.
I never thought of them as being that advanced.
They're creatures without peer.
I saw them as somewhat psychotic predators, really. But if they hot planets, then they must have some level of awareness, I suppose. Otherwise, sneaking aboard a ship to travel somewhere else, even at the most basic level, if that's what they do, would be beyond them. And I can't imagine they've evolved a way to grav jump without the grav drive. That seems a little unlikely. What kind of anomaly we're talking about?
Terramorphs have a unique growth cycle. They're usually only found on worlds that have been long colonized by humanity. But Tao said he's too young to have one. Yet here it is. I came looking for an explanation and found all this.
Usually only pop up on long colonized human worlds, which begs the question, where did they come from? And did humans make them? Because it's starting to sound a bit more like that is the case. But I think we'll find out.
Because to confirm my suspicions about this creature, I'm going to need a tissue sample from it. And to get that, I need its corpse.
Fortunately, I brought a lot of guns.
But there is a way we can give ourselves an edge against this thing. The plant's security system. The admin terminal.
I got a better idea, personally.
But it needs its connection reset. And as I found out, that's not a one-person job. But if you can make it to the security outpost and restore the connection, I think I can get things back online. See if the settlers left us any other tools.
I've got a better idea. What do they eat and what attracts them, that sort of thing? Let's find out. Let's find a nice open area, put something they're very much attracted to, eating, whatever, killing, in the middle of the said open area. I'll go and get the big spaceship that I left up the hill, and when the thing comes out, I'll massively destroy it from orbit. How does that sound as a plan? Or I'll just hover over the top and blast it with the ship's guns. I think that might solve the problem a little bit more effectively. Why did the alien in the alien film not attack the cat? Cats are gods, that's why. The Egyptians had it right.
Don't rush in, at least. I'll give you that.
That's slightly more interesting than the usual comments they make about me not talking quick enough. Alien connections and event for Terramorphs. Yeah, there's stuff like... it's not surprising there's an alien connection there, but there's also like... similar connections to be found in Dead Space, I was going to say. Let's get security system on. Came to help the settlers, not play tutor to some alien. Tell me about the security system. Where's the outpost? Not coming with me. Tell me about the security system.
Outfitted most of the buildings with turrets at some point. Not sure how many are still operable, but at least a few appeared to be in fighting shape.
They did, or the UC did before they left?
There were also some sensors scattered around the facility that I didn't recognize. But those are honestly all just educated guesses until we get the connection reset.
I'm going to go out on a limb and stick my neck out here early and say, my guess is the Terramorphs are the last escaped piece of the UC Xeno warfare projects from the Colony War. Just generally their Xeno warfare projects. And they got out of control, they got away and went nuts. I think there was some reference to them on Crete, I think. But that's my guess. They were created by the Xeno warfare division. They're actually man-made, and that's why they tend to turn up where humans have been and stuff like that, because they were either shipped there or created to follow and hunt down humans and enemies of the UC and stuff like that. That's my theory. I'm blaming the UC entirely for this. But I'm kind of inclined to blame them for everything anyway. Where's the security outpost?
It's the building in the middle of the facility. The terminal in there should allow you to grant me access to the system as a whole.
Bradford.
Then we can see about getting things back online.
Doesn't stop them being man-made by the UC. They could be originally engineered in a lab in what was once Bradford, the dusty remains of Earth. So you're staying here then?
Admin access is centralized to the terminal in this room. Nothing's coming back online if I'm not here. But even if that weren't the case, I'd likely be more of a liability out there than a help right now.
I gotta be honest, they got a bit more of an Essex vibe than a Bradford vibe to me. Yeah, the whole face-hugging thing. Okay, I'm here to help some settlers not play chew-toy. Yeah, there's obviously a threat here that needs to be examined.
Once I see the connection reset, I'll get things underway on my end. Take care of yourself out there. And make sure you leave enough of that thing for us to get a sample.
Leaving enough intact to get a sample, so that explains why she doesn't want me using my taking off and blasting it from orbit. But just getting over there has got to be easier said than done. I'd really like to take some cool pictures here, but I don't know if I'm going to get any. Front of that ship just makes me think of the one from Revenge of the Sith, right at the start, that Anakin and Obi-Wan crash land. Like the bridge is basically the same shape. This has both a weird combination of cyberpunk and Bethesda vibes, that structure. Evisceration. It's not really what you want to see over the door of a building you've been asked to go enter, is it? What's behind door number 1? Weird shift in the light, apparently. Bit of a struggle with frame rates. I'm thinking it might not be a terrible idea to do a quick restart, actually. All a space truck of space suit. No, but it's just $3 grand. It's barely even worth my picking it up. More of a Phantom Menace thing, I think. That wasn't it great, but yeah, that bike was quite cool. A hover bike. There's the sound contains was Tau, one of the non-human races in 40k. Yeah, I think it's probably more to do with being in the Tau Ceti system, to be honest, Noel, but I'd imagine there is a connection between the two in the origins of the names, you know. Similar sources of inspiration behind them. I do find it weird that they just leave money lying around all over the place. Who does that? Anybody watching Ahsoka? I'm meaning to watch Ahsoka, Blamer. If I understand correctly, they're putting out one episode a week, and I don't think I can bring myself to sort of watch it on that basis anymore. I'm a little too spoilt by the...
If you're searching them, make it quick.
the era we're now living in, I suppose, and that episodic weekly content is a challenge to deal with for me, to wait for. Every vending machine. Who doesn't want to walk around with an instant coffee when they're exploring an abandoned factory that may or may not be full of monsters? Well, so far there's no sign of monsters. Is that a... Oh, it's a danger sign. I thought it was a chunk sticker for a minute. Well, that was going to be a bit weird, given the context. Butcher's Guide. Cuts of... Achilles? I don't know how you pronounce that, really. Not Achilles, but, you know. Butcher's Guide, yeah. I had to get rid of a load of stuff out of my ship's storage today because the cargo hold was full, which was not ideal. Crikey. And I'm now picking up a bunch of stuff to replace it with, apparently. It's only a 2, isn't it? So... Right, so you're telling me you have not actually given me a means to open this one. Let's just check this. No. I've got 2 singles that I can use on this level to get past it. But that's the only solution to this outer ring, is the 2 singles. That's weird. I do not like it. That's not the solution either, because that still leaves me screwed on the other one. Must be 2 of these. Anti-personnel Razorback with a suppressor. A very, very small suppressor, but it doesn't look as ridiculous as some of the options do on that gun. I don't know that I'd want a suppressed Razorback though, it feels wrong. Got to thoroughly explore this facility. You missed the Butcher's Detail Guide, Butcher's Guide Detail, rather. Yeah, it's fun to have a good poke around these places. They've done a really good job on the design of this stuff, Bethesda. Didn't think she was in here. I thought she was on the floor below. Display projector. Little cool conference room with a projecting kind of hollow thing in the middle of the table. Could see that being a thing. Ooh. Right. May have been the wrong choice there, I think. That one might have been as well. It was never going to be, was it? So that. Try that. No. I am actually struggling a little bit with this one. This is not going... Yeah, screw that. There might be a solution there, but I can't find it. It's easier just to restart. There we go. Be off to a much more progressive start there. See, much better. Interestingly, maybe not. Okay. I don't trust it when the only solutions involve the single pips.
I'm hoping.
Poison professionals refined sources. That doesn't make any sense. Poison damage on a laser pistol.
And there was a good reason that was locked.
And an even harder one, because yay. For me. Sometimes though you just get the vibe of these things though. Weird. Nice. Did I just pick up an interesting outfit or a not interesting outfit? Teal leather jumpsuit. I did not pick up an interesting outfit. Alright. Onward! Dead boy slowly where the red-eyed scientist telling me that the monster leaves to get caught up in the narrative urgency. Yeah, I get that. I also got the kind of I don't want to go rushing in because somewhere there's a hideous monster on the loose kind of vibe as well, you know? Like, I kind of want to know what's going on before I get myself brutally murdered. Now, you see, when I see a big cage with all the doors ripped off, I want to know, why is there a big cage with the doors ripped off? So there's all that stuff over there. Interesting factory production line thing. I guess I'll have to come back to that later. Antique Earth duck figure. Worth 4,000 credits. Which is probably the most valuable thing I've seen yet. It quacked! It quacked! It's absolutely quackers. An interesting location. I just heard the dirt moving away I wasn't expecting, and my brain immediately went, there's a monster on the loose. Big cage with the doors ripped off, yeah. Well, you know, there's a big cage with the doors ripped off, and somebody's just told me there's a monster here. I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm coming away with 5 right now. This is one of those occasions where I don't think 5 is the wrong answer to that question. Imagine in Australia you need to even share about a monster until it says that. Yeah. Why did I bother picking up butter? I'm basically not doing anything with the food stuffs. Tritech lab outfit, huh? Hello, Big Bang, a particle beam shotty. 100 and something. That's an alarming noise, possibly in more ways than one. Livestock, huh? Livestock tracking system, select an option from below, build log, system status error, reset required. Build logs, Tergoi. I think we're ready to give this a real test. Frequency needs to be calibrated to the size of stock though, so we need to get some general measurements of the creatures once they arrive. If this works, we could mean a new area in open range farming. We'll be able to function without fences, true free range. I'm going to make so much damn money. Everyone's got their hearing back. I think we can go for number 2. Our initial hopes that range and distance might have been a bit ambitious, but at least we've got the fundamentals down. Turn on the system, have the signal beam directly to your personal radio, letting you know the location of nearby critters. Next up, I'm improving how many animals we can track at once and how far we can track them. Okay, so they can find their livestock, I assume that's what that's all about. No, I'm not going to press that until I'm done exploring, because if I do that, I know the thing's going to start merging, and I'm going to probably have less time to do the exploring that I wanted to do.
A meat packing facility from the inside is starting to make me feel like I should switch to becoming a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's not pretty, is it? There were noises and squelches and things, and I... Okay, see you. That's a horrible noise. Yeah, I feel like exploring first and confronting horrifying monstrosities second is probably the play here. You start to learn how to see these patterns after a while, which is interesting. At least to some degree, anyway. Because, like, that was not accurate, but it wasn't far off. I still don't trust a double single. Balls. No, wait, that was right. How very dare. It's because
That lock didn't last very long.
I spoke too soon. That's what's going on there. Secular comfort wear. And an assassin's maelstrom. Some good stats, actually. Sarpia. Festive New City poncho and a space trucker cap. I've just sold that poncho that I picked up a while back. It was the same that, and now I'll promptly get handed another one. Sounds about typical, doesn't it?
Seeing a meat packing facility from the inside.
Yes, you've said so already once, Sarah.
I feel like I should switch to becoming a vegetarian.
Right. The other good thing is when all hell breaks loose, as it inevitably will, I'll at least have some idea what is connected to what and where things are and so on. It's not a terrible knowledge set to have at the current juncture, you know? Like something ripped their way out the roof of this building at some point, which is also alarming. Right. Are we ready? Multiple warnings received. Select option from below. Automated Ventus tracking system security logs. Security system connection status. Reset connection? Probably, but not right now. External functionality locked. Admin connection lost. Server connection lost. Okay, let's see what happens if I go. Automated defenses. Damage detected in all buildings. Power fault detected. Okay, tracking system offline. Control room to initiate reboot. Security logs. Equipment dropped today. Additional materials for livestock tracking system. Ian's cooking up. A couple of predators came over the ridge last night. Maria was up, so she took a couple of shots at them, drove them off. Those turrets can't get here soon enough. Got the turrets delivered at long last. Once those are installed, no one needs night watch anymore. Yeah, our lives are about to get a whole lot better. Took multiple days on ladders, but turrets are hooked up and ready to go. Goodbye, night shift. I may have been hasty, turned things on for the first time last night and blew the grid. Rewiring starts today. Okay, a couple more tests of the system, and I think we're finally ready for prime time. All the automation they're trying to build into this place draws a lot more power than we initially planned for. Some technical materials, and more excitedly, feed dropped off today. Finally getting perishables at long last. It seems like this might truly be happening. Okay, so that's the one I need. Allow Hadrian to analyze the system.
Connection restored. I'll make this quick. Plant's turrets took a beating, but I should be able to get you a couple of kill lanes. Just get the thing to chase you down the alleys between the buildings, and you'll lead it right into a crossfire. Hello. I wish I'd found this earlier. Those sensors around the facility? Part of a livestock tracking system.
That makes sense.
Should let you keep tabs on how close the terramorph is. But it's not connected to this network. There should be a terminal in the adjoining room. Tune it to 183.5.
Mondays, am I right? 23. System status. Turn on tracking system. Track to, what was it, 183.5, target's 1, okay. Target detected, connection playback to user, okay.
Tracker's reading green. What's that sound?
Security lockdown is active.
Shit. Stop whatever you're doing and get in cover. It's on the move.
That's not a terramorph. That is, though. Well, that's the scene from the direct, isn't it?
Look, I wouldn't engage
Shot from a slightly different angle.
The kill lanes. They're set up but need power. There's breakers on each of the buildings you can throw to get them live.
I knew it.
Once they're online, lead the terramorph towards the lights and watch the fireworks.
Where's the breaker? There's one over there.
Vanguard.
And there's one over there, apparently. Oh, me no likey. Is there a door over here? I think there was. Distance to target's up top there, is it? Well, so it's behind me somewhere. Well, that's good news.
Additional power input required.
Not so loud, please, because I think we just attracted its attention. Shit. Oh, crap! Please tell me it can't open doors. Sarah, don't you dare open the fucking door. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. I think the stab option may not be an option. There's a button over there somewhere that I need to press. I don't know if and how I'm going to be able to get to it. Oh, there it is. There's the kill lane they were talking about down here, because I see all the turrets on top now. Let's power this thing up. You know what? Fancy hitting that one last. This might be a very poor decision, or it might be a very excellent decision, and I don't know which. Something shook. I'm staying sneaky for this, best as I can. Oh, hell.
Seeing a meat packing facility from the inside is starting to make me feel like I should switch to becoming a vegetarian.
This is not the time to be chatting. Do you see that big beastie over there that just got, well, eviscerated?
Power levels insufficient. Proceed to next power breaker.
There's one over there, and there's one on the roof. I'm not sure how to get to the one on the roof of this building, actually. Think of a way, but I don't. It's got to be a ladder of some kind. There's one over there as well. Both these are up on the roofs. How do I get up top then? Not this way, apparently. $100 meters away. That's not bad for starters. I don't see ways up that way, but there's the stairs I was looking for. Oh, I'm completely the wrong direction. Okay. That's a jetpack. Yeah, that's one option, but I feel like it might be a little less subtle than I want to be. I saw one of the kill lanes over there. They said there were multiples. I don't know where the others might be. There's only 2 more power breakers to flip, and I think they might power up the rest of them. We're still adding to the distance between me and the creature at the moment, I think. I have fought one before, but I've got a nasty feeling this one could either be... It has the potential to be slightly more deadly. So I don't know how high it can jump, and if up here is within its jumping capability, I really don't want to be surprised.
Stand clear.
It was down here not so long ago. I suspect this time we might have to do the jumping. Where did I fight the one before? You noticed in one before this quest line you made it over 50 odd. I ran into one on I think it might even have been Crete, you know. Certainly one of the early game moons like that. And yeah, fortunately he was in a fight with a bunch of ecliptic mercenaries at the time, and they did a lot of damage to it, and also provided me with a very helpful distraction. Right. Oh shit, that didn't look good. So it's apparently over this way somewhere. So now, let's go and find it and get stuck in and pray I don't die. Going to this. It's out that way somewhere. Yeah, I see him. That tagged him. I think I did more damage there than... I think I just broke my ankles. Great. New plan. New plan is screw that. Judging by the amount of damage I did with that first shot, I'm feeling slightly less concerned about this. It's apparently not far away. I did not want to fall down here. Holy crap, that was not a sound I needed to hear. There it is. Oh crap! Oh. I suspect it's going to come down here, to be honest. That shotgun does good work. Whew, we got him. We sure did. I fell off a few roofs along the way, but I did it. And I barely took any harm. Termorph cell sample, quick degenerate tissues. I'm guessing quark degenerate, rather. I'm guessing they might only come from Terramorphs, those. Lubricant and adhesive. Well, there can't be more than one of those things running around, right? Right. It did take 2 full magazines and a whole load of shots from the turrets without seeming to take a great deal of damage. To be honest, so yeah, that wasn't. I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. The potential was there.
Trekker's gone quiet. I suspect it's either hiding or...
Very dead.
You did it, didn't you? Heavens above! You just flatlined a terramorph!
Believe what you're looking for. Thank you for saving my ass. And there you go, a couple of good shots in yourself. Anyone you walk away from? Yeah, you got a couple of good shots in yourself.
I'm just glad neither of us ended up bug food.
Mm.
You didn't happen to grab me a tissue sample, did you?
I did. Here's one I blew my nose on earlier. What's that, sir? Sample? You think the nice lady should pay me for rescuing you? Hey, Sample, do you think I should be paid for handing you over? Here you go.
All right. I spotted a microscope downstairs. Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of this.
Military outpost on Crete is where you met your first one. Yeah. I can't remember if it was a military outpost. I think it was just out running around in somewhere on Crete, and a bunch of ecliptics got into a fight with them, which was just as well, because otherwise I would have been very badly squished. So I kept my distance, and I think I applied shotgun to that one as well, actually. I feel like snipers and shotguns are particularly effective early game. If you can land your shots. They walk at weird speeds. Some of these people.
Older model.
Duh.
Let's see what you can do.
It's a meat packing plant.
Nothing. Maybe a flag.
Military outpost turned into a meat packing plant. Of course, it's not particularly high tech microscopes and stuff.
This equipment, it's not set up to do a proper analysis of our sample. But this terramorph being here, of all places, it doesn't make sense. Humanities spread plenty of creatures in our travels across the stars. Pets, livestock, pests. But terramorphs?
No surprise.
To our knowledge, no one's ever spread them intentionally. Yet somehow, they follow us.
I call bullshit on that.
So when humans settle a world, 70 to 100 years later, terramorphs tend to just appear. No one knows how or why. Dangerous, but at least predictable.
It's problematic.
It's too young to have a native population. It's only been colonized 20 years? But then the other option, that someone captured one of the deadliest predators in the galaxy just to wipe out some settlers minding their own business? That seems awfully implausible. Which means we're either looking at a truly strange murder or a faster type of terramorph growth, the results of which could be catastrophic. Terramorph outbreaks have taken down far bigger colonies than this one.
Yeah, I have questions here. Like, outbreaks, terramorph growth, seriously, they just spawn on a planet because what? They came along as spores attached to somebody's clothes? No. These things seem like in some way they were engineered to hunt humans, and that's what they're doing. And why people settle on a planet and then 70 to 100 years later they start turning up? Because it takes them that long to figure out where, you know, to find people and to get there and to start hunting them. It seems like some kind of biological weapon, or like it's got a specific goal of hunting humans. No one knows how terramorphs get onto human worlds. Aren't they kind of hard to miss? Take down other colonies. Big leak from a simple sample. You do something quick. Rational explanation.
Focus, Adrian.
How do they get onto human worlds?
Well, they're not exactly buying tickets and flying coach.
or will be answered.
The theory
I'm
is
sure
that
it will.
they're spread by some kind of egg or seed that's able to evade our detection. But how the hell an undetectable egg turns into a terramorph without anyone noticing is a question no one's ever found an answer to. And
So
it's
it's to be
why what's
injected
happened
into
here
somebody and then
could be
like the
real
egg.
bad news for the rest of human civilization.
And then hatches and transforms, or they could be people who are exposed to something and transformed into terramorphs. Maybe it's a House Varun thing. Could be something to do with House Varun. That would not be a massive stretch, particularly the Zealots. Take down other colonies?
They have. They even took down an entire city once. A place called Londinian had to be quarantined due to a massive outbreak during the colony war.
And they bombed it from
It's
the
the only
orbit.
known loss of that scale, but it's the reason why any change in our relationship with these creatures needs to be taken very seriously.
There's a place in, I think it's in the Wolf system, or it's somewhere close to Atlantis anyway. It's in the UC space that I believe there are a bunch of terramorphs. I'm guessing it might be part of this quest line, but yeah, I kind of jumped in, ended up nearby, and they were like, if you're not here to hunt terramorphs, get the fuck out of Dodge. It's like, oh, okay, I feel like this is something I shouldn't be here discovering yet. Big leap from small sample, need to do something, must be rational explanation. Yeah, the fact they turn up so quick is weird, but yeah, there's got to be an explanation for it. I don't think it's a development thing. I think there's something else going on. Big leap.
You're right. We don't have enough information. Time was, I had access to one of the best repositories of terramorph research in the galaxy. Seems a natural place to start looking, if I can figure how to access it. But we also need to get this sample properly analyzed. Get confirmation on just how concerned we should be. Luckily, I think I know just the person to help with the sample. What would you say to delivering this to him for me? I'd do it myself, but I need to call in some favors. See if I can't get access to that terramorph data.
What? What is this data? Where is it?
Plus,
why does it exist? Why did she have aspects for it?
Hospital for a little bit. Clear it with your commander
Then
first.
why can't she access it any
You can
more?
even show them this. My gene tag. Tell them Hadrian Sanan is worried there could be more attacks on the horizon.
I assumed Hadrian was a
You
surname.
should recognize the name.
Apparently not. Interesting. UC military 2. Not sure it's going to be possible. Got plenty on my plate. Mention it, not making promises. I'll make sure my commander agrees. Where would my commander know who you are? Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking there's more going on here, like she was involved in terramorph research and possibly has some connection to their origin. That's why she knows as much as she does.
I was.
I'm getting suspicious of her.
Long time ago. Family tradition. But I know some of the folks from my old unit moved into the Vanguard. A couple even owe me favors. If I'm lucky, your commander is one of them.
Well, see what we can do. Yeah, this is definitely a problem. And I have my own suspicions, but, okay.
Oh, you don't understand what a weight off my shoulders that is. I need Dr. Percival Walker to put together a sample analysis for this thing. Full workup. He'll know what that means. I'm not sure exactly where to find him, but last I heard he was contracting with the Trade Authority on Mars. There's a place called the Sixth Circle in Sidonia. Bar run by some old friends. I'll meet you and Percival there. And here, it's not exactly a bounty, but you certainly deserve them.
So,
Cover the cost to fuel to Mars, at least.
she was
Now, please, go
part
check in with your
of,
commander.
now I'm getting more and more
We need to
suspicious.
know what we're dealing with.
It's like, I can figure out some stuff from this. If the Sixth Circle, I think, is the bar at the bottom, not the top of, if I remember rightly, of Sidonia. And if that's correct, and that's the one that's UC military only, particularly with a spin towards the Red Devils, who we know are a military group of UC Marines who were involved in the colony war and were connected to the Xeno warfare efforts. We know this from lore we've come across already. So we know there is now a connection between that unit and her. She was probably in that unit because it's now been disbanded. And their connections to Xeno warfare that we know about as well. Now she's saying, and she seems to know a lot about Terramorph. So my theory around it being part of the Xeno warfare thing that has gotten out of control in some way, and the source of her knowledge is getting a little bit more solid here. Because I can already see threads coming in from different bits of lore there. That's quite interesting. Yeah. Who this Percival guy is, well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? And so on and so forth. But yeah, that is interesting. And I certainly have a strong theory that there's a connection there. Uber. Yeah. Lots of peanuts and carry a towel with them. That doesn't narrow down any for me. We use pistols and semi-auto rifles to throw a Terramorph when you want a minigun. Yeah, that does change things up. But something like that makes you want big fucking guns, doesn't it? Impressed by the level of deduction. Yeah, it just kind of pinged things in the back of my brain from stuff I picked up. And I'm not deep diving into the lore that much. I like getting into some of it. But, like, you know, reading every little book's too far for me and too time consuming. It's just a bit much. Much as I enjoy reading, and I thoroughly do, individual snippets of lore like that are not really the way I like to consume such things. But, yeah, nonetheless, let's go have a quick poke around the last few bits. The threads there are quite interesting, I think. This does have, I mean, you know, they've developed enough lore around this game that it would make a lot of sense for, what the fuck is that? An Ankylosaurus. So you're saying this is a dinosaur that somebody has managed to re-engineer and drop onto this planet, because that is an Ankylosaurus. I think it's Ankylosaurus, Ankylodon maybe. It's got to be related to the dinosaur with the similar name though, and it does look very, very cool. We should have come from that angle. Just goes and randomly has a poke around there at the point the thing jumps out. Turns out there's another one. Gone. Fucked. Yeah, I think there's going to be much more here to be finding. Some tough stash of grenades in the custodian's cupboard. Some tough stains he's trying to get out. Yeah. It seems like more like stain installation than stain removal, really. Yeah. Remains of a docking module there. You guys are looking forward to seeing how this works out and seeing how my theories pan out, eh? Well, I'll keep sharing my theories anyway. You're going to try and get... Well, I suspect you'll find it curious to see just how close I get, or not. Now, is this going to work if I come down here? No, those buttons definitely do not have... Well, there are no buttons, more to the point. Yeah, we read a lot of the lore about the Xeno Warfare Division back on Crete as well. So having some of this information start to appear is interesting. Also tells me that this ship must belong to her. Because there's the ruined one down there that probably belonged to the settlers and got destroyed. With a lot of this equipment up here. And there's this clearly intact ship that I have no access to. That has a distinct lack of any decoration in here, which is a bit disappointing. Yeah,
meat packing facility built on the fringes of the settled systems. I wonder what happened here.
Conversation marker triggers around here. Like, cross this line it triggers markers, but unfortunately when she goes back the other way it triggers the same conversation again. I get why they've done it, but I kind of wish they hadn't done it that way.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting.
Yeah, stealth's an interesting one. I've never taken any points in stealth yet, but again, it's something else I'd like to drop a point in there just for, you know, the use of having it, but for now I haven't had any particular major need. That's a gene tag. Didn't hand me much that was particularly interesting, apart from maybe a bit of cash, so.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so next job is return to Commander Tuala. Seems about reasonable, that. And the rain seems to have oh no, wait, there it comes back again. Interesting observation.
Retro's firing. Orbits, how are you easing into things, Andrasia? Is our...
That stuff triggering constantly is slightly annoying. So I am getting close to the next level. I'm sitting on level 25 right now. And I mean, this is where I'm doing. I really want to go down this road, and I need 5 more ships destroyed so that I can get to Class B ships, I think. Which I would like to do. I also don't know how much I want to prioritise it. That's kind of my current thing I'm aiming for. I need to do some outpost engineering, but that's going to get me to the next rank pretty quick. Although, I mean, yeah, I definitely do want to do that. Recently upgraded that one. That's going to take a while before I can do any more. Same with this one. But I'm not... I mean, I do want to upgrade my guns more, but mods that I'm aware of that are currently yet to be unlocked, I'm not that bothered about anyway. Botany we did. I need to go down to zoology. I need to pick that up at some point. And that's probably worth having. That I need to pick up soon. Electronic fusion. That's, yeah, I mean, again, having some extra points in that would not be a terrible idea. And I desperately need to put points into combat. I need to upgrade my rifle set. I'm also kind of wondering whether or not picking the rifle set was the right idea, but I think there'll be some good stuff on down the line. And I need to pile stuff into the social tree, because it's, I could do that one, actually. I do eventually need to get down here for the outpost management stuff, and probably with all the other stuff, but it's like, what's my priorities, really, at the moment?
Mutual acquaintance helping with the transition?
Well, this does look like a system I want to explore a bit more at some point. Mind you, I also want to explore more of the Cassiopeia system as well, because I've started doing stuff over there, so... we shall see. So all the stuff they gave me to help them with their communications turned out to be, well, kind of useless.
This new way of life for you. Yes, I would say that the proper adjustments are being made. The most difficult part has been acclimating to what you perceive as the more insignificant customs.
Interesting. Such as?
Let me think. Oh, yes. Here's a particular.
Good bit of a jump now. There we go.
After a person sneezes, someone invariably invokes the phrase, "Bless you." Oddly strange to me.
Yeah, I found stuff like that, Steve, as well. Antique toy motorcycles. There's a lot of interesting little bits and pieces of history that have been brought forward, as well as like little details and stuff. It's cool.
That expression was connected to sneezing.
So many skill levels, yeah.
I'm afraid it's lost to time.
That is a shame. I would like to have understood the specific etymology of those words.
Well, as I understand it, the whole thing, bless you thing, is to keep your soul from escaping, or demons from escaping, or something when you sneeze. It's a bit weird. I need to go to Twala, don't I? So I might as well just head straight to the Master District. Yeah, I think early on, combat definitely having skills versus levels thing is a bit of an issue. There's definitely a lot of areas that you want to put points into relatively early that you can't necessarily do that with, and it's a bit of a struggle. Catch later and all. But at the same time, I think that will kind of turn on its head as the game goes on. Yeah, shut up the conversation you've had about 50 times before, Sarah. Where the heck was I going with that? Oh, yeah, I think later on it won't be such a big issue. It will just be a case of whatever's convenient once you've got it. But because all the major stuff will get crossed eventually, especially with no, as far as I'm aware, no level cap in this. So there will come a point where it just kind of doesn't matter anymore. You can just put them wherever you like. And let's go here, Mr. Egg and the Crimson Fleet one. I think we'll be heading towards that eventually, Caleb. That's definitely on the to-do list. But not just yet, but we'll get it done. I think it ties into this in some ways, doesn't it? Or it's not unrelated. No, maybe they are separate, I was actually thinking about. I don't know, I haven't done either that much yet, so. Working your way up to be able to get those level 4 perks. Yeah, there's some that feel like they maybe don't belong at that level 4. Like, sometimes the distribution is a bit weird for some of the perks, I think. For sure.
Look who's back. All set with that probationary mission? We can do your debrief and formally welcome you into the Vanguard whenever you're ready.
Need your permission to deliver a Terramorph tissue sample to Mars. Do I really need permission for that? It's not like anybody's going to be able to stop me. Although it might qualify as contraband. Although I would have been stopped on the way into New Atlantis if it did. So no, I don't need permission.
A terror? What? How did you walk away with the Terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to the settlers?
No survivors, sir. All lost to a Terramorph, which I killed. Didn't go as advertised. Only one alive was a researcher who gave me a sample and a gene tag. That thing ate the settlers, nearly ate me. Wasn't really interested in the repairs. Things didn't go as advertised. I think it's the one I'm going to go for, yeah.
A gene tag? Let me see that. Sanan. I know that name. Let me check the database. Huh. A lot of this data's been classified. Here we go. Service record. Wow. That's a lot of commendations.
Red Devil.
Seems like she served with distinction as co-head of a UC Xenoweapons division. Faced tribunal at the end of the Colony War. It was dismissed from duty.
I wasn't far off.
Guess that's why I'd heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well, we can at least be sure she knows her aliens.
Wait, can we be helping this one? What the heck is Xeno warfare? Doesn't seem like somebody we should work with. Doesn't sound good. Well, well, we kind of know what it is, but let's get some clarification because it was touched on when we started this mission. But let's hear what this guy has to say about it.
Right up to the colony war, the UC started a program with a singular goal: find the deadliest, most terrifying aliens in the galaxy and have them fight on the side of the UC.
Weaponizing monsters.
Never saw any of the deployments myself, but the program was clearly enough of a success that when the war came to an end 20 years ago, both sides agreed to have the practice banned. At which point, I presume, this tribunal decided to cut Sinan loose.
Yeah, try, instead of saying success, say when you turn monsters loose as weapons, they don't just kill enemy soldiers, they kill everybody in the vicinity. So I wouldn't call that a success exactly. I mean, I suppose it depends what your goals are, but yeah. Still, it's not hard to see why it would get banned either. Doesn't sound good.
I'm sure she doesn't list it at the top of her resume. But considering her service record and her area of expertise, I'm not seeing a reason to think this request is anything other than genuine. Did your survivor, Hadrian, did she mention why she thinks this sample's so special?
Not sure what it means. Once the Dr. Walker on Mars to analyze it, confirm its threat. Braid could more. There could be more attacks like the one that wiped out Tau Ceti. And there are some credits, so the reason I needed. Yeah, Dr. Walker.
I see. This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever been a part of. I did actually have another mission.
For starters, you still got your briefs on.
Supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. But now I guess you have two options on how to proceed. Head to the UC Vigilance and help out SysDef, or deliver that sample. I'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these your first official orders. And here, so everyone knows you're working with the Vanguard. Welcome to the Navy, Captain. Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next time you're down at the spaceport. Talk to ship services. Now, if there wasn't anything else, I suggest you move out.
So, got an achievement, got some goodies dropped, and some credits as well, which I didn't see the titles of. How did my credits go? But not bad. Bump up a bit. That's what they give me. Backpack that's not showing up. And it's not terrible looking. I don't mind the look of that. It's a balanced one, which is good, and it's an upgrade in every way over my current one, except possibly one way. How does the spacesuit look? It's the RNG one that we saw that's a bit on the skinny side. It's got some good stats on it. Not good enough to replace my current one. How about the helmet? No, and oh my god. I mean, no. Obviously, massive heads-up display stuff going on there. And just leaves your mouth exposed. At this point, what is the point in this? It's just a vulnerability. Like, it's glass. It's not going to be as tough as this. You can just get shot through there. Just seal it up completely if you're going to do it that way. You know? It's a weird design choice. Although this looks like it slides back. Okay, that makes more sense. So if that slides all the way down to completely cover the glass in combat, that would make sense. And then it slides back so you can show your face when you're not talking to somebody. That's quite cool. I quite like that design thing. How do you PT? Do I still play Fallout 76? Absolutely. I did a camp build at the weekend, just gone, which I will be continuing to do. And we played 76 yesterday, actually. Did all my dailies and my weeklies yesterday. It was cool. Yeah, I think I want to put this on display somewhere. But also, the problem with putting stuff on display is sometimes it disappears. I don't like that. I think we'll run over and put it away in the lodge until Bethesda get that sort of stuff fixed. So yeah, it's not a massive jump. It's a small but not insignificant step up over the resistances of my current pack. Not too bothered about the environmental resistances. They're all not life-changingly different in either case anyway. But the bolstering thing and the other little bonuses like extra capacity, medic, base boost pack me, and I'm probably better off sticking with the one I've got because the actual bonuses aren't particularly large. So I'll stick with what I've got for now. So this can go and sit in the lodge where I'm going to make sure I don't lose it. So what did we get quest-wise? So delivering devils. Hadrian's asked me to find a colleague, Percival Walker, on Mars. Yeah, clearly worked with the Xeno warfare thing, as well as she did in the past. Working with trade authorities, so natural place to check first. And there's deep cover, which Commander Tuala Vanguard has provided me with an assignment. Report to the UC Vigilance. Speak to Commander Kibwe Ikande for the details. Infiltrating the Crimson Fleet. And that'll be the Ryujin one as and when we get there. So that's just presumably the start of the Crimson Fleet line, and that's the other direction. So we'll keep with the one we're on, I think, hunting down Terramorphs, because that's going to be interesting. And we'll do the Crimson Fleet thing at some point afterwards, I think. For now, I think we're going to jog over to the lodge. Yeah, from what I understand about the mechs and stuff, the Freestyle Collected was able to use them with much more efficacy and control, and did a lot of damage to the UC using mechs. Both sides apparently used them, but the Freestyle Collective really mastered the use of them. So the UC probably wanted them, restrained, so that, taking off their Freestyle Collective just to prevent even further imbalance as a result of ending the...
and ready ourselves for our next mission.
To make sure the imbalance from losing the Xeno warfare stuff wasn't even greater, I guess. It's probably they were only willing to give up Xeno warfare if they gave up the mechs because of the imbalance of it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Thinking about region next guy. Yeah, way off for me, yeah, but we'll get there eventually. Yeah, that would be my guess. A bit of false equivalency, but yeah, weaken ones, have both sides weaken themselves rather than one side. Mind you, I guess the Freestyle Collective's win over the UC was comprehensive enough that it brought the war to an end, but not comprehensive enough to force terms on them, which maybe the Freestyle Collective just weren't interested in doing that. So. That's why the UC got a bit more beneficial outcome from the end of the colony war than perhaps they might have done in other circumstances, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's an AI thing though. I think they were just way better with them, and yeah, wanted to weaken the other side more if they were being weakened themselves. Jumping back into 76 after Starfield. Yeah, I can get that, PT. The current season ends at the end of December though, so depending on how much and how long Starfield's going to take you, worth bearing in mind. Do you tend to push through one quest line or jump between them when there's moments of breaks? It depends, combat. Whatever feels more natural is going to work better. For this one, for example, I think what I'm going to do, well, the main story I'm sort of doing a quest, and then when you get a break at the end of a quest, I'll do something else. So like we did, went to go and get powers, which I've never yet used. Just that whole Into the Unknown quest line. Then we've sort of stepped back from the main story there. We're going to do the Vanguard quest, or this part of the Vanguard quest line, not the Crimson Fleet. I'll stick on the Terramorph side. Once we've done that, I may step off and do some other bits if I need to, but primarily I'm going to focus on that for a bit. Once we've done that, we'll probably go back and do a bit more of the main story and go looking for Barrett, I think. Might be the next thing we'll do. And then maybe do the Crimson Fleet after that, and so on. So we'll kind of hop around a bit, but mostly stick with a certain amount of continuity as well. See how it goes. It's a bit like the... I see what you're getting at there. The Geneva Convention saying no more chemical weapons, so as a token of goodwill we'll give up the fighter jets. Yeah, but other people have fighter jets on the other side of the argument. Both sides had Yeah. There's an element of that, yeah, I think, but I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of an extreme example, where well, maybe not. That'll be more like, I don't know. I feel like there was more of a disparity in the success rates between the UC's use of mechs and the Freestar Colony, Freestar Collective. Was the vibe I got, which is probably more of why they were more insistent on it. I don't want to take that one, open it and store stuff in it. It's kind of cool that that's in your room. It's a dead giveaway, this is going to be your room. I like that mirror as well, that's really cool. I really like this room actually. A lot. Considering I don't come here very often. What's stuck in there? A whole load of stuff that I'm not really using. Grand space helmet. Space suit. High school backpack. Oh yeah, I kept one of those just for the lols. I don't really know why. I might have to yank that out and keeping that. That could go out because these are not exactly rare. Well, not as rare as I thought they were. Anything in here? I want to Big Bang. Don't think there is there? Vanguard SpaceX going in. Vanguard packs going in. Vanguard helmets going in. Don't think there's anything else. Miss that I want to sell. At least some of it I want to sell anyway. Oh, the antique figure, so that can go in there. Cool. You can get rid of a few bits from there. Maybe not as a major priority right now. That's quite cool. We're going to have to push off and find more artifacts in time, aren't we? So much more to do on that storyline as well. So much out in this game. It is bananas. So much stuff to see and do and stuff. However, for one evening, I think it's about time to press that button. So yeah, that was fun. It's a bit later than I would. I really wanted to run. I was expecting to run a little late, but not too much. I think Freestar Collective agreed things more interest in peace and diplomacy. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was more to do with like having a level playing field post war. Because I don't think the Freestar Collective really wanted to be at war anyway. I think they just want to be left the hell alone and not. And, you know, allowed to live their lives without being stamped on by the UC. I feel like that was always their vibe. I'll find out more once I actually get into Freestar space and start getting to meet people who are part of the Freestar Collective, because I really haven't been over that side of the systems yet. Well, I do get the vibe that they were more interested in... Oh, that's cloud updating, okay. I feel like they were more interested in it with a view to... sort of protecting themselves and their interests rather than actually trying to bring the fight to the UC, whereas the UC were much more out take the fight to the Freestar Collective and force their will on the Freestar Collective, and the stuff they did. When you look at the timeline and the history that Bethesda put out, that where it's not so biased by pro-UC propaganda, unlike the stuff we saw at the start of today, you realise that the UC are a lot more, you know, iffy. A lot less good than they pretend to be. Not as yeah. Their hands are not exactly clean. Not that either sides are, but yeah. So I suspect they were more willing to go, yeah, okay, we don't need these anyway, so we'll give them up. What is the Ebon Hawk? You don't know what the Ebon Hawk is, Caleb? Out. The Ebon Hawk is the ship that you fly around in Knights of the Old Republic. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So the player's ship in one of the best Star Wars games ever made, probably the best Star Wars game ever made, one of the best RPGs of Bethesda game history, but of the 20th century so far. It's old now. It was original Xbox era, so PS2 equivalent era. But yeah, it's the ship from that. And I did see somebody had made the Ebon Hawk in Starfield. I think they use mods to do it a bit, but yeah, very, very cool. It's somewhat inspired by the Millennium Falcon, and you can sort of squint and see where the similar design philosophies are in some areas, although they don't really look the same either. They're kind of flat disc-ish with bits cut out. So this kind of, the back end has got a bit of similarity to it more than anything else. But yeah, it's very, very cool. Just going in and saw the Terramorph. Nice. I'm sure the designers will be very happy about that. Yeah, it's very easy to start early and run late. Not that I started early today, but this game it's very easy to just get stuck into and just keep on playing for ages once you get on a roll, for sure. Very much enjoying it. It's mad that you laughed at it. Yeah, KOTOR's an amazing game. Actually, I'm not so sure what's happening with KOTOR at the minute, Steve. It was being revamped, and then it wasn't being revamped, and then they sacked the people who they were going to do it with like as many of the original people as possible, and then now it's changed hands and stuff. So it seems like the KOTOR remake might be a little bit dead in the water, or it might maybe not. But yeah, it does seem a little bit like it's not going to be happening, I think. They were going to do a full remake on it, I think, but yeah, it seems like that might not be happening now. On the other hand, it sounds like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is sort of doing better than it was a while back, so there's that. But yeah, the KOTOR remake thing's a bit of a mess. On the other hand, if you can sort of get your version of KOTOR working properly on modern hardware, either play it on an old Xbox or get it working on a modern PC, which can be done. I need to, I think, strip the mods out of mine and redo it and play around with it, make stuff work, because I don't think it's designed for 16:9, that game, because it's too old. So KOTOR's a bit iffy on modern hardware sometimes, but there are mods out there that you can install reasonably easily to fix that, but they've gone a bit wibbly on my computer, so I think I need to strip it all out and redo it. But yeah, if you're prepared to do a bit of modding work on it, it's well worth playing. Some of the stuff in it is a bit old school. It's early controller use of RPGs, so it's a bit weird in places, but the story is really, really good. Characters are really, really cool. It's so much fun. Absolute classic. Got some of my favourite Star Wars characters in it. Turn your Xbox off for 6 AM because that, yeah. Dangerous ground, that one, Gray. So the revamp was making more like an FPS adventure. I think the responses around that were like they wanted to update the very weird UI and stuff from it, but I think the FPS thing was like, don't you dare make it into something like that, you'll ruin it. I don't think they are going to go down that road. I was fairly sure that at least the initial idea was to remake it as faithfully as possible, but with a better UI, because yeah, the UI is bad. But yeah, I think there was people just concerned they were going to FPS it, and see, that wasn't what they wanted to do. But either way, yeah, it looks like development hell has occurred, and it may not be happening at all now. I did have a read through stuff a while ago, but yeah, not good news. On the other hand, no remake is better than a bad remake of a game like that, I think. Yeah, if you're going to remake it, really don't ruin the classic. Capcom have done alright with remaking some classics recently, but yeah, ruining that would be very, very sad, I think. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh well, we'll see. I'll be keeping an eye out on it anyway, because yeah, really great game. I do need to play it again at some point, but there's so much stuff I need to play at some point, and Starfield is going to take so long to stream my way through, and if I'm then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do after I've completed a playthrough of this. We'll see. Anyway, folks, I'm going to, yeah, that's way off and I'll worry about it later. Yeah, I'm going to put my feet up, I think, for a bit, and I could potter around, get rid of some junk, maybe upgrade my ship a little more, maybe remodel my ship a bit, because I'm going to get some UC Vanguard upgrades. I don't know whether or not they're interesting or not. I should have a look. Maybe consider working on a new ship. That's going to clean out my finances, so I kind of really want to stock up a little bit more on money before I do that. I don't know. Yeah, also I should probably get over the B threshold before I do that, so maybe I won't do that. I might just chill. Yeah, anyway, plan tomorrow, and probably Friday as well, is more Starfield, because I don't really need to jump into Fallout at this current juncture, because I've done my dailies, I've done my weeklies, and there's no real need to do much else. And yeah, kind of spinning out the time and doing stuff I've done a lot of times before is not really appealing at the minute, whereas playing Starfield sure is. So that's what we're going to do. Video-wise, there will be a Fallout build at the weekend. Other than that, not sure if I'm going to do... I probably won't do one before that, actually. I was debating whether or not to do a Starfield video between now and Saturday, but I probably won't. I don't think there's a lot of pressure for that right now. If you haven't seen it, though, I did a video on growing plants and using greenhouses and stuff in your outposts a couple of days ago. Do have a gander at that one. It's got a nice little set-piece build of a greenhouse in it as well, so guide plus build in one video. It's quite compact in length as well, so I was quite pleased how that came out. But yeah, have a gander if you haven't, and we'll jump back in and continue our Vanguard questline in the next little while, which should be really cool. Yeah, looking forward to continuing exploring that. Should be fun. So, we'll see what time it ends up being. I was thinking it was going to be early today, but got up late, and then everything was late, and then dinner took a while to cook. So started at the usual time, but it'll be somewhere between 7 and 8, I think, tomorrow night. We'll kick things off for some more Starfield. So do watch out for the scheduled update thingamajig, and yeah, like, subs, notification bell, all that good stuff, and social media links down below as well. Gray has very kindly dropped the merch store in chat if you want to check that one out. And yeah, channel memberships on the blue join button if you haven't and you're interested. Is an amazing way of supporting the channel, and I really appreciate. So thank you all for hanging out tonight. Thank you all for your continued support. I hope you've had fun. I had a good laugh tonight. It was good. Enjoyed this questline. It's intriguing. Well, intriguing is a good word, actually. There's intrigue to it. I'm interested to see where this story goes and how it ties back to the colony war, because it's gonna. Well, it already is doing, isn't it? And the whole Xeno Warfare Division stuff, that's going to be interesting. And then we've got, obviously, all manner of other interesting stories and things to explore. And there's so much to get through in this game, it's going to be cool. So, on that note, we'll pick this up tomorrow. So have a good rest of your evening. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good night. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow evening. So until then, I'll see you next time. Night, folks.